Look who I found. I had to cross mountains, deserts, and oceans to find him. Oh, Boyki, all the best, my friend.
How you doing, bro?
Lovely, dude. Everyone's been asking me, where's Raul? Where's Raul? He's changing the world, man. He's been changing people's lives in the most amazing ways. So good to have you back in studio, my man.
Yeah, but how blessed are we? Because we get to change people's lives today. All of you, Mzansi, good morning and happy Good Friday!
We love it. I know it's such an important day for so many of you, so I hope you are reveling in the spirituality, yes, of this weekend, the family, the connections. We're all about that, and we are going to be celebrating, well, we've been celebrating Easter for about 2 weeks, but we're going to continue today.
We have arrived, yes, and we're going to guarantee you it's going to be an absolutely spectacular show. And I want to thank you for waking up with us this morning. Now, let me talk to you about this morning, because first, we've got Roy Simpson in the building, as always. He's our news editor, and then we're going to tap onto sports. We've got reporter Lorenzo Darius. He's joining us for the formalities, and of course, all the other headlines that we can expect this weekend. What else on your side?
Yeah, because it also affects your life. Then, of course, for some of those Easter dessert inspirations, Chef Clem is stepping back in with some young helpers to take us on a chocolate mousse masterclass, because that's what we've needed. I was thinking, if there's one way we haven't eaten chocolate this week, it's as a mousse. Okay, so we're going to do it, man, and we're going to get a masterclass, and we wouldn't mind being the taste testers. Yes, okay, he deserves it. Then, of course, with Grimehouse sliding into the studio, we got all the beats to make you feel like a long weekend has finally arrived. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy your Good Friday with us. And of course, we're not alone. Yes, we've got some beautiful feminine energy to balance us out this morning. Good morning, Zozo.
Oh, good morning, gentlemen, and a very good morning to you, and a blessed Good Friday. Now, it is a long weekend for some. If you are celebrating the long weekend, we want to know, what are your plans? We are asking you to tell us, what are you doing this long weekend? What's on the menu? Who are you spending it with? Or are you going away? Share it with us. You know, we love hearing your voice, so send us a voice note. Our number is 063-408-8863. If you want to choose to, comment on our Facebook post, you can also do that. We will be looking at the comments and listening to your voice notes throughout the show. My plans is spending it with family. So I'm going to be spending Easter Sunday with my mom and dad, which I'm very excited about, and my future in-laws. So it's going to be a beautiful weekend for us with family. But there we go. That is what I'm going to be getting up to. What are you getting up to? Let us know. But it's that time of the morning for us to catch up with those morning headlines. Here's Raul with the news.
Thank you so much. So yes, of course, official duties must commence, and we'll start off with national news headlines now. First up, the Metal Workers Union, NUMSA, has announced that it will not continue its intended bus strike during the Easter weekend. Now this after bus companies presented an offer through a mediator. Now the salary negotiations had earlier reached an impasse, and the unions are demanding a 7% increase and medical benefits. Now the spokesperson for NUMSA, Pakamila Shlubi Majola, says they will present the offer to their members for consideration and then make an announcement about it later. Sticking to national news headlines, millions of worshippers from the Zionist Christian Church, the ZCC, will gather at Moria near Polokwane this weekend for the annual pilgrimage. Now, there have been no Easter weekend gatherings at Moria for the past 3 years due to the coronavirus pandemic. Now, this year, pilgrims will also be able to attend services at the St. Engena's ZCC, where the famous dove sign is. Now, the Easter rally attracts at least 4 million worshippers each year, which leads to extremely heavy traffic on main roads to Limpopo. Well, from our national news headlines, we head over to international news. Now, the Democratic Republic of Congo, otherwise known as the DRC, is celebrating a new public holiday to honor Simon Kimbangu, who founded his Kimbanguist church on the 6th of April, 1921. Now, this when the country was still under colonial rule. Now, Father Kimbangu called for the liberation of black people from colonial rule, and he was later arrested, charged with undermining public security, and sentenced to death. But King Albert of Belgium commuted the sentence to life in prison. Now, Kimbangu died in jail in 1951 after 30 years in detention, and today, Kimbanguist church has some 6 million believers. Beautiful stuff indeed. But from our national news headlines, we head over or carry on with our international news. And Buckingham Palace has said it's cooperating with an independent study exploring the relationship between the British monarchy and the slave trade in the 17th and 18th centuries. Now, the palace said King Charles takes the issue, and quote, profoundly seriously. Now, the research is being carried out by the University of Manchester in collaboration with historic royal palaces. Now, Buckingham Palace is granting researchers full access to the royal archives, both the King and the Prince of Wales have previously expressed their personal sorrow at the suffering caused by the slave trade. Finally, in our news headlines, after being awarded a master's degree in African studies from the prestigious Oxford University in England earlier this year, music producer DJ Kapi has announced a 2.5 million rand donation to support South African students at Oxford. Now, the Nigerian DJ said the Kapi Fund would help postgraduate students originally from Africa to fully commit to education and also to increase the number of African students pursuing postgraduate degrees at Oxford. Now, the 30-year-old philanthropist who was born Florence Otedola has previously also done much good, such as supporting organizations working for child protection and education for girls, as well as people with disabilities. Kapi studied at Oxford between 2021 and 2022 and graduated in March, and she also said with a quote, "I saw firsthand the variances in university life experiences for students originating from my continent, Africa. Now, the Kapi Fund will narrow resource gaps for those who need it the most," unquote. Well, on that beautiful note, I leave you with the rest of the headlines, and here's G with the latest when it comes to sport.
Thank you so much. Well, let's start with the revolving door at the moment, football in general, but starting in the UK, Frank Lampard has returned to Chelsea as caretaker manager. That's up until the end of the season following the sacking of Graham Potter over the last week. So the club's record goal scorer and definitely fans' favourite previously spent 19 months as manager at Stamford Bridge, you'll remember, before being dismissed in January of 2021. So Chelsea are currently 11th in the Premier League and they are in through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, where they're set to face record winners Real Madrid. So quite a mountain ahead of him. Lampard's first game in charge will be up against Wolves on Saturday. Excuse me, now staying with the beautiful game, but on the biggest international stage, world champions Argentina have dethroned Brazil and returned to the top of the FIFA rankings. This is official as of yesterday after a 6-year gap. So Argentina, who won last year's World Cup in Qatar by beating France in that final, achieved the #1 spot after Lionel Scaloni's side beat Panama 2-0 and then Curaçao 7-0 in friendlies. And France moved up 1 place to second after a 4-0 win over the Netherlands and a 1-0 victory in Ireland in the Euro 2024 qualifiers. While Brazil, they slipped to third after losing 2-1 away to Morocco in a friendly. Always got to have an African connection. Then we turn to cricket. Shardul Thakur, he was the man of the moment, starring for the Kolkata Knight Riders as they clinched a thumping 81-run win over the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Thakur produced a career best, in fact, T20 innings of 68 from just 29 balls to power the KKR to a superb 204 for 7 when they opened their account batting first, and the all-rounder hit 9 fours and 3 sixes in a 103-run partnership with Rinku Singh. Then Varun Chakravarti starred with the ball, taking 4 for just 15. He was ably supported by Suyash Sharma, who took 3 for 30, as RCB were ultimately dismissed for just 123. Then on to the major golf playing out at the moment, and we expected a bit of spice with this one. Americans Kevin Na and Will Zalatoris withdrew from the 87th edition of the Masters during the opening round yesterday. So Na pulled out due to illness after playing the first 9 holes at 4 over par 40, while Zalatoris, he withdrew due to an unspecified injury before starting his round. Now, Na was one of the 18 players from the Saudi-backed Live Golf Tour who qualified for the Masters. Zalatoris finished second at the Masters 2 years ago. He was also runner-up at the PGA Championship in 2022 and tied for second in that year's US Open. So this really could have been a golden opportunity for him. So heartbreak there for him, but that's where we leave our sport for now. We're going to delve into the Rugby Championship a little bit later with Lorenzo, but right now it's the long weekend. Let's hope the weather is going to play its part.
I don't know about that, Graham, but the SA Weather Services has issued a warning for extreme high fire danger conditions over the central part of the Northern Cape. Meanwhile, a fire has broken out in the mountains above the farm Weltevrede at Tulbagh in the Boland. A spokesperson for the Cape Winelands District, Joanne Otto, says a fire engine and its crew, together with 2 ground crews and 2 helicopters, have been deployed in the area. She said the extent of the blaze has yet to be determined. The SA Weather Service says warm conditions will prevail in most provinces today, with morning drizzle and fog that will occur along the west coast of the Western Cape. And looking at those sunrise views that you love to share with us, let's get into them. Verna in Bereaville sent through this lovely nature-filled photo with beautiful greens. Roslyn in Durban shared a stunning view with city lights sparkling up her morning view. And then Maureen in Alberton showcasing incredible blasts of light reflecting through the clouds. What a beautiful view. And last up, we have Pat Sunkel, who captured another holiday feel while she's out enjoying the beautiful weather with her dogs in Montclair. Well, if you have a beautiful sunrise view that you're capturing either tomorrow or this long weekend, we would love to see it. So share it with us on 063 408 8863. But let's get into today's temperatures. Starting off in Polokwane, your low is 12, your high 27. Mbombela 17 with a high of 30. Pretoria 16.28, Johannesburg 14.26. Sunny in Mahikeng, 14's your low, 29 your high. Klerksdorp 14.29. Kimberley 15 with a high of 30. If you're in Bloemfontein, 10's your low, 28 your high. Richards Bay 20 with a high of 29. Pietermaritzburg 15.29. It's sunny in Durban, 21 with a high of 28. Mthatha 15.33. East London 17.26. Cradock, your low is 11, your high 33. Gqeberha, high winds for today, a low of 16 with a high of 24. If you're in George, 13's your low, 22 your high. Rainy conditions for Cape Town, 13 with a high of 18. Worcester, 11.25. Sutherland, 8.21. And if you're in Uppington, your low is 14, your high 33 degrees Celsius. Remember to share those sunrise views with us on our WhatsApp line, but we'll take another look at your weather shortly after 7.
Oh, thank you so much. It felt like a normal work day for all of about 30 seconds. Now that we've connected with the rest of the world, we understand that you're all hopefully still in bed just chilling. So thank you for having the TV on. But it begs the question, what are you going to be getting up to? What are your plans, buddy?
Man, can you believe it? I'm going to a wedding this weekend. I've got family coming in from all overseas.
Yeah.
But I committed to a wedding.
Oh,
so
no,
I'm
man.
like torn between all these two crazy places. But unfortunately, I do have to appear at both. So I'm going to try juggle it.
Double the love, man.
Yeah.
Double the love. Absolutely love that. Well, what are you guys getting up to? We'd love to hear from you. 063 406 8863. What are your long weekend plans?
Yeah.
Join the bank that's best for your loan. Choose up to 200 Rand cashback monthly with a personal loan. Apply for a personal loan and a savvy account today. Nedbank, see money differently.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, I love it. It's the surprise on his own face when he hears his own intro music that gets me every time. It's Good Friday, a religious and public holiday, so hopefully you're savoring that, but that doesn't stop the flow of news in our country and abroad. It's been a bit of a crazy week, and our news editor-in-chief, Roy Simpson, is back with us to separate the good from the bad and give us some insights and how, I suppose, we fit into this big, crazy world of ours. Roy, all the best over this very special time.
Morning, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah,
Giving up your public holiday.
You're more than welcome. It's very nice to have you in the chair as well.
Thank you. I'm enjoying these conversations, but as always, we would love to have you join in on this discussion. So share your thoughts and opinions. Our WhatsApp line is open. Our number is 063-408-8863. Or you can do so on social media. But Roy, I want to jump straight into this because yesterday in the news, I heard our new Minister of Electricity saying that Eskom has got some tough decisions to make. Now, we know that the state of disaster has come to an end with immediate effect. So did anything positive come from the state of disaster?
Did anything come from it? Yeah.
Because, I mean, we've still got load shedding and it's not looking good.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's an Easter miracle. There's no longer an electricity disaster. Man, the whole thing just really feels like government made a monstrous misstep on this. And there were questions that were raised the moment that they came out of the gates going, we need a state of disaster. In fact, when it was announced in the State of the Nation address, immediately organizations like OUTA began to gather their lawyers and started to head to court. And there's a distinct impression that this rescinding of the state of disaster has almost everything to do with OUTA's pursuit of the matter in court. Even in the address to the media afterwards, there was distinct reference to the fact that litigation is happening. They tried to cover it up and pretend that it wasn't. But I mean, it was only once it was very clear that they were headed to court that Cogta Minister Thembi Nkadimeng actually, and the announcement didn't even come from government. It came from OUTA. OUTA were the first ones to go public to say
claim their success.
The state of disaster is over. So government just really hasn't done well on this one at all.
And this opens, I suppose, another chink in the armour for the opposition to be able to hone in on. But what is the net gain or net loss? Has anything been achieved through this phase of disaster that just didn't really materialize? What has been the chief outcome?
Yeah, sorry. So you asked that. I didn't respond to that. Almost nothing. And astonishingly little has been done in terms of the state of disaster and the Disaster Management Act. So the two big things that happened was there was an attempt to exempt Eskom from reporting on irregular spending. That got pulled off the table, but that's happening under the Public Finance Management Act anyway. And then, of course, Kusile, the power station, has been granted an exemption in terms of its sulfur dioxide output, how much pollution it's putting into the air. And that's necessary to fast-track getting those three 800 megawatt generators back onto the grid. And that was Barbara Creasy, the Minister of the Environment, doing it under her normal legislation. So the two big things that have happened under normal legislation. And we've had this state of disaster where literally nothing has been done, as far as I know. Literally nothing has been done under the Disaster Management Act. So, yeah, I really don't know.
Don't watch the mouth, watch the hands, man. What are the hands
It is
doing?
like that.
Absolutely
Now,
crazy.
the big question is, we know load shedding is here to stay for quite some time. Are we any closer to not finding an end to load shedding, but putting a plan in place to start ending load shedding?
Yeah, look, the rejigging of the grid, for example, has been happening. That's going to allow renewables back onto the grid. But as you said, Minister Josientsho Ramakgopa pointing to the fact that coal is a big part of the future, and they're trying to balance out using coal to keep the lights on versus our commitments at COP26 to environmental targets.
Which have ramped up significantly,
Yeah, so that's going to be a balancing act. And on the table with the COP26 commitments are like 150 billion rand in money to redesign the grid to accept green power. So we're getting there.
But not fast enough.
No, and certainly from that press conference, perhaps there's a lot of obstacles to clear before we get there, yeah.
Darkest before the dawn, I think, is the
There we
term.
go.
There is probably a cliche for absolutely every story we tackle today, and you can share yours with us. We're going to go global in just a moment. Yes, not just South Africa going crazy at the moment, but we understand someone who shares a substantial border with Russia has also joined NATO. We'll find out more about that in just a moment.
Yes, thank you so much, Roy, and that conversation will continue. But for now, though, it's time to obviously get back to Easter, right? Yeah. Now, welcome to Hopeful, home of all things Easter, right? Now, today we're celebrating the Easter weekend with lots of responsibly made chocolates and, of course, a very exciting competition. Chef Clem, how are we doing the things this morning? Hey, firstly, let me say Good Friday to you, my friend.
Good Friday.
Oh, it's a Good Friday.
It's a very good
indeed,
Friday, yes.
Especially seeing that we're surrounded by chocolate too.
Yes,
so
we
that
are.
box is ticked. What's happening though? What are we doing?
Okay, so we had these challenges for the past few weeks where on the show, you and your fellow presenters had a chance to win an official Hopeful Golden Egg.
Bum, bum, bum.
And it was amazing. You won absolutely every challenge.
It's because I wasn't here. Hey.
It's because you weren't here.
Yeah.
So you in this morning got a very special delivery. He got the official Easter Golden Bunny of Hopeful.
What? Firstly, I love that noise.
But
that is legit. Wait, is it like hand delivered to him for Easter while he's in bed?
right, the person's right next to you. Ewan, if you wake up and there's a little person standing next to your bed right now, it's okay. He's from Hopeful.
Just embrace it,
delivering your
brother.
bunny.
Embrace it.
But there's actually what's amazing is the fact that there are two official Easter Golden Hopeful bunnies.
Yes! Come to me!
And you have your chance to win it.
Okay, so what do I have to do?
All you have to do, very simple task.
Man, I have to eat all this.
Eat all of it. No.
Okay, let's go.
Guess how many Fantasticals are in the jar? We've made it a little hard for you because we've mixed the larger ones with the regular sized ones. So kind of like it's a bit of optical illusion. I need you to guess. I need you to also maybe you want to pick it up, have a little feel. Maybe the weight of it might help you.
Yeah, that's definitely a help. You know, obviously, you know, working the kettlebells and stuff.
Right,
this is
right.
really where I can... Wait.
Okay,
Do that
so-
again. I need to ground myself. Hang on.
Okay.
Okay.
Ha.
399. Done. That's
That is-
exactly 399. Exactly.
Ryle. 399. How do you spell the name? RYYYLEEJQ. Ryle is down for 399 eggs. Okay.
Yes. And make sure those presenters don't come close to my number because they're just going to be copying me.
No.
Yeah.
We make sure that they won't. So we still have Graham, we still have Zoe to guess, and the winner, whoever gets closest to the official number, will win that Hopeful official Easter Golden Bunny. Oh yeah.
Absolutely love it. Okay, so my score is in. We're going to wait for everybody else. Maybe you can guess at home what you think the answer is too, but don't go too far because obviously, like we mentioned, the other presenters are going to get a chance to win the Golden Bunny. Now, we promised you an exciting giveaway, so listen up. You stand a chance to win one final Woolies gift card, but today's lucky viewer will be walking away with a 2,000 Rand Woolies gift card, and all you have to do is reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages and tell us, why do you think Woolies is the best place to shop this Easter? Jeez, I can think of so many reasons. But don't forget to use the hashtag Woolies Easter, and the competition closes midnight on Monday, the 10th of April. And T's and C's can be found at expressoshow.com. Good luck.
Only you can make my day.
Hey, what's that?
This is Octifex, a new accessible platform to trade Forex on global markets.
Cool. What's the Forex?
It's short for foreign exchange, trading currencies.
Buy low, sell high. Score points, right?
Exactly.
What's leverage?
It's like you got cool friends. They vouch for you, and you can trade it big.
Precisely.
So basically, it's an app where you learn and trade, and it's safe, and it looks good.
That about sums it up here. Octifex, trading made clear.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, we are back with your Feel Good Breakfast show, and it's some major news that we're taking a look at. Our news editor, Roy Simpson, he is here to help us decode them. And while we have our own issues in Mzansi with our electricity crisis, the whole world seems to have issues of their own. It's not just us. So let's head on over to the global headlines. Now,
The world is in a crazy place right now, but it's feeling the pinch. And I think there seems to be a common human experience right now. The cost of living shot up. We want to just blame the Ukraine. I know it's a complex system, but that's feeling it now. We hear, obviously, that Finland has joined NATO, and that shares over 1,000 kilometers, I understand it, of border with Russia, which is ramping things up significantly, is it not? Or how does this fit into the ecosystem of the war? Are we expecting any kind of resolution sooner, or is this going to add fuel to the fire?
No, I think it's more the latter. I think it takes us further away from a resolution. Because, Tuesday they became the 31st member. As you say, what that does is that basically doubles NATO's border with Russia, because it's 1,340 kilometers that Finland shares with Russia. So that is a massive increase in NATO's presence literally on the borders with Russia. And the problem, of course, is that plays into Putin's home-based propaganda, which is that this is a US aggression and that the Ukraine is merely a sideshow.
It's an agenda,
And that's not going to help us. From our perspective, we want the grain ships to be moving. We want the sunflowers and the wheat fields to be harvested, to be loaded on ships and spread around the world. That's why we've got the massive food price inflation that we've got. And I'm afraid this takes us further away from that, if anything. Because then it also emboldens the NATO members, because Finland actually, weirdly, has maintained quite a strong military.
And in quite a critical geographical position as well, you would think, for a small nation like that. But I just, in my heart, am feeling Putin's buttons being pushed. Even as we say this, you know this is going to just stimulate that insecurity, that kind of, that need for power in that space. Terrifying, absolutely terrifying.
No, you're absolutely right.
now, speaking of power, let's head on over to the US, where former President Donald Trump was he formally charged with 34, counts on Tuesday? And he pleaded not guilty. Is this a media hype, or is this just a storm in a teacup? Is it big? Is it small? Should we pay attention?
Down?
We were all waiting for the word drama, weren't we? And it was very downplayed. It was a much more muted thing than we expected. Firstly, well played to him. Obviously, his lawyers had a clear word with him about how to behave. But all he needed to go in was look dignified, say not guilty. The 34 charges, though, are for falsifying business records. And that simply isn't, it's not a dramatic charge. That's not going to be ramped up to a felony charge there, for example. And the thing that all pins down towards is that 35th charge, which would be that all of those counts of fraud were designed to subvert the election, to help him get elected. But the problem is that law is a New York state law, and he was contesting for a federal position. So it's not clear that this court case is actually going to go anywhere, and that allowed him to head back to Mar-a-Lago and pick up the theme of, I am the victim of a conspiracy.
It's martyrdom,
Martyrdom. It's handed him exactly what he was looking for, and he played it with unruffled calm. He was dignified and professional in court anyway.
Because he's kind of seen this play out before, and he's got to know that anything that adds fuel to that fire is just going to be great PR. Is he going to be president of the US again?
Wow, that really is a question.
Sorry to put that on you, man, but it's
I think if he can take the Republican nomination, then he's in with a really good shot. And Ron DeSantis is the only real other contender. Has just been disappearing into the distance and just not performing. And as you say, Trump's going to get headline, and that's a lot. Just staying in the media is a lot of
for him, especially with that face, man, and the deep fakes floating around.
Now, Roy, it is a Good Friday. We need to end it off with a cute or a good story. I believe there's something very sweet that involves a cat.
There is. I want to end with this. I want us to watch this. If you thought Trump was unruffled, this is Sheikh Walid Mersas. He's in Algeria. He is delivering the Ramadan prayer. It's special. It's being televised. It's a big, big moment.
It's one of the most pivotal moments of the year.
And he gets hopped on, and just look at that calmness, the dignity, the absolute aplomb with which he handles this. Look, he might do the Atayat every morning, and he and the cat have this deal, and this is, you know, the daily. But I'll tell you what, Olympic-level composure and professionalism.
Sure.
And the cat jumps off.
And the timing right at the end, I know. But there was a moment of love, of recognition within that was just so human and so authentic and so nice and normal in this crazy world. That's beautiful.
It is. May we face all our challenges with the same level of grace
calm.
and style this weekend. Eh?
Oh, there we go. Roy, thank you for joining us once again, bringing all the necessary headlines to our table. And hopefully, you know, we will have more positive news as these segments unfold. But yes,
more cats. I'll demand cats every day now, actually.
You asked for positive news? Well, we've got it. It's time to make another winner. Now listen to this. They say our love for our partners should be a thought, an action, and a feeling at all times. Now, Panada is giving you the chance to share some care with somebody special by nominating them for an Easter dose of care to the value of 2,000 Rand. Now, we are absolutely excited to announce our next winner. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mteza Mokli. Yay! Now, we've got Mteza's wife, well, she actually commented on the post and she said this. She said with a quote, "Definitely nominating the best creation God has given me, my loving, hardworking breadwinner, my husband." Of course, using the hashtag PedadoSA and hashtag a dose of care. Well, we have them both on the line this morning. Are you guys there? Good morning, congratulations! and happy Easter, it's official. Leona, let me ask you first, why do you think your husband is so deserving of this dose of care?
He plays a people being the best husband and a father to my 3 children. He is my friend, my joy and sadness, my best friend.
I absolutely love that. Oh, what a stellar man indeed. Mteza, you also on the line there?
Yes.
Oh, man, thank you so much. Now, what does a dose of care mean to you, Mteza?
Oh, it means a lot for him. and take care of my family and my children, all of these things.
Man, but look, you sound like an absolutely true gentleman. We need more men like you in the world, and I just want to wish you guys an absolutely incredible weekend. Happy Easter, and I hope you can enjoy this 2,000 Rand and spend it on your family.
Yes, thanks a lot.
It's an absolute pleasure. Congratulations, guys. Oh, what a beautiful moment, and sending us into Easter and showing those closest to you that appreciation is one of the greatest forms of care. So you need to enter the Panado A Dose of Care Easter competition now so you can stand a chance to nominate our next winner. Now, if you're wondering how, here's how you can enter.
No child is going to pass up chocolate Easter eggs, but how do you do something just as sweet for grown-ups this Easter? By giving them a daily chance to win 2,000 Rand, courtesy of Panado. If you know somebody who could do with that, nominate them for a 2,000 Rand dose of care on the Expresso social media pages using hashtag PanadoSA and hashtag a dose of care. Competition runs from the 3rd of April to the 14th of April, and T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back, your beauties. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. I think the time has come officially to hop into the festivities and embrace the joy and excitement that comes with the delightful holiday. Yes, we can just let go.
It is Good Friday, and of course, this weekend there are going to be many egg hunts. Now, whether you're going to be doing egg hunt challenges, there are plenty of fun in store for everyone. And recently, myself and Graham, we went onto an Easter egg hunt ourselves and to put our hunting skills to the test, and the results were simply excellent. Just take a look.
Evan Esau once said that Easter is the only time when it's perfectly safe to put all your eggs in one basket. And it is Easter time. Sweet-smelling chocolates, spicy hot cross buns, it's the best. And I can think of no better way than to celebrate this holiday with a classic Easter egg challenge. Now, thanks to our friends at Beacon and Golden Cloud, we made this possible. We just needed two amazing elements, Graham and Zoe. Good luck to both of you, because the presenter who collects the most Easter eggs at each location will win the ultimate prize, which is his respect. It's not going to be that simple, because you're going to figure out a couple of riddles along the way to help you get to the Easter eggs. And I feel like now's a good time as any to give you your first riddle. I'm tall and green, I sway in the breeze. On hot summer days, I provide shade. And in autumn, I lose my leaves. Let the hunt begin!
I hope I don't have to leave any for Graham. Taking them all.
Come on, come on, come on. I feel like I'm lagging behind. Jackpot.
Your next riddle is, I'm hiding where the flowers grow, where the bees and butterflies go.
I'm not saying we're working together, okay, but I just haven't seen a flower anywhere.
I haven't seen the flowers either, but there's the bunny.
No.
Where are the eggs?
Sorry, Zoe. No eggs here, nothing here. I think we must just move on to another area. Nothing to see here.
Time for your next riddle. When it comes to an Easter egg hunt, it's time to turn the tide. Perhaps what you seek is near a ride or a slide.
This is amazing. Clearly, Graham hasn't been here. I'm going to take it all.
Victory!
Your next riddle is, if you really want to fill your Easter egg bowl, perhaps you should search at the home of the troll. And now, for your final riddle. You've had so much fun. You're almost done. And victory you're about to meet. But why are you running and walking around when all you need is a seat?
Oh, no. What do you mean? Nothing. No, that's a chair! I want to take
amazing is this?
but I can't.
Let's share.
No, let's share. Oh, I've got ballet bunny.
I've got the racing bunny.
Oh, Georgie will love that. And I've also got racing bunny here. Obviously, the giant chocolate eggs. We absolutely love. I've got two of these.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. How many do you have?
15.
18.
You've done it. I feel like this is a bit of a role reversal. So my sister growing up loved the marshmallow eggs, and I loved, obviously, the hen's eggs. So in honor of you, Jen, I'm going to eat a marshmallow egg just for you, man.
This is just childhood in a nutshell. I'm in seventh heaven.
On an eggshell.
In an eggshell. We used to do it like with lipstick.
Exactly.
Paint your lips white.
White's definitely your colour, Zoe.
Ah, thank you.
Very
New fashion trend. Just for Easter.
Well, the egg excitement has been real today. Honestly, to watch Zoe and Graham's exceptional skills. It was exhilarating. And I am exhausted. I've also exhausted all of my egg puns for the day. Either way, doesn't matter, because I want you to have a beautiful Easter weekend. Perhaps you are spending time with family, enjoying some outdoors, or maybe some sweet treats and homemade baking at home. Whatever it is, from Beacon, Golden Cloud, and your entire Expresso family, we wish you a wonderful and fulfilling Easter weekend. Be safe and happy hunting.
Do you think he's bringing that egg to us
Yeah,
now?
he's going to bring it back to us right now. So if you ever wondered, obviously the Easter Bunny lives at Carl's house. Thank you so much to that beautiful Easter Bunny. Well done, sister. Absolutely smashed it. That was only the start, because the Easter weekend is upon us. More sweet treats on the way. Can you handle even more?
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's go back to the kitchen.
There's no sweeter way to enjoy Easter than with homemade treats.
And the fun and games will definitely continue right now, because we're heading to the kitchen to fill the bellies. Now, the only thing as fun as an Easter egg challenge is hopping into the kitchen with the kids to bake and create special moments and memories together. So if you needed some inspiration, well, you can put a homemade twist on a classic dessert, and it's our Golden Cloud carrot cheesecakes that are combining the best of both worlds by blending the creaminess of a cheesecake with the irresistible spices of carrot cake. Now I'm bringing in the winner of that incredible Easter egg journey that you just saw now. Zoe, well done. Congratulations. It looked like a lot of fun.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. I mean, you actually forget how much fun it is to go hunting for eggs. So if you're going to be on an Easter egg hunt this weekend, enjoy it.
Well, let's carry on with the fun, and let's do it in the kitchen right now. And like we mentioned, obviously the kids can get involved in this one, so you can have a lot of fun licking some of the ingredients before it even gets baked, because I know people are going to do that. But we've got a lot going on, and I've got a station fully set up for you, and I've got one over here. So let me start with my side, because it's a little bit easier than yours. Okay. What we essentially have here, I've got 2 eggs in the bowl. We're adding some water to this and some oil, and essentially going to be mixing this up, starting with the wet ingredients first. As you can see, as simple as that. I kind of just whisk this up, or I think they call it like folding it together. Is that the word?
You just whisk it up. I think once you add the dry ingredients.
Then it becomes a fold, right? And exactly that, the dry ingredients that we have today that makes this so easy. We've got the Golden Cloud carrot cake mix. Now, this comes with the icing mix too, if you really want to get fancy. But what we want to talk about right now is how simple and easy this is to use, because Golden Cloud's cake mixes are not only the best option for flop-proof bakes. Yes, even I can make it, but they are super easy to make too. And all you need to add are eggs, oil, and water or milk, like you just see now. And then it only takes like 30 minutes to bake. So you can have your cake and eat it. See what I did there? And you can use any of the Golden Cloud cake mixes. With this one, we're going to be using the carrot cake and the cheesecake mix. It's a recipe that is so essential. And chocolate, vanilla, classics, you name it, there's so many options for you. Now, Beacon Treats offer a wide range of products, and this includes chocolate bars, Easter eggs, boxed chocolates, and more. So head over to beacon.co.za for these exquisite recipes and ideas that you can try this Easter. Now, let me get back to making this, because it is so simple. Well, if you can open the packet.
I'm making the cream cheese element for us. So I use the leftover packet that's in our kit.
Yeah, okay. And then while you are busy, what you need to start with is obviously the cream cheese. You kind of just want to soften that up first, right? Okay. That will really, really assist you in kind of getting this mix together. Once you're done with that, I'll carry on busy folding my mix together, and then you can start, once it's soft, adding the next ingredients in. So that will essentially be your 2 eggs that go into that afterwards. After that, once it's mixed in, you've got some caster sugar, and then the standard vanilla essence, just to bring it all to life, and a pinch of salt.
And a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
I want a pinch of salt. Okay.
While you're working, this is like the fun part. Everyone can get involved, burn some calories, because you're definitely going to be adding them on this weekend.
See, I've got the mixer.
Yeah, you got the easy version. I've got the elbow grease version over here, but we're definitely both earning it and showing you how simple this actually is. It sounds like there's a lot going on when you're making like 2 cakes in one, but it is that simple. Now, I've pretty much finished with my mix. All I'm doing is, once that's done, I pop it into my baking tray, which you can see over here, and at about 180 degrees, I leave it in for about 15, 20 minutes or so, and essentially that's like the first layer done. That's the carrot cake, and we'll move over to Zoe's version. So it looks like you're making some good progress here.
I've got our cream cheese and all of those extra ingredients in, and then I'm going to use the icing sugar from our kit.
Nice. Now, while you're busy with that, obviously that completes our 2 ingredients. I don't think you'll be adding the icing actually into that one. We won't need that yet because it's already as sweet as it is. So don't worry about adding the icing in because we've got a different version of icing. Now, what we're going to be doing is just adding that little pizzazz. So I've got some nuts in here that we're simply just going to put into like a baking tray. You can kind of scatter that around.
Get it nice and smooth for you.
And then, oh, nice. Oh, look how good that does look, by the way. Very well played. I'm going to drizzle some chocolate over. Ooh! I'm going to drizzle some chocolate over this. And I'm glad we're wearing an apron. And this essentially is also just going to go into the fridge and it cools down and it's going to come through a little bit later in this recipe. But there's the drizz. Zoe's just finished her mix. That goes into her baking tray for, I think, about 40 minutes. So that one's a little bit longer. I'm 15 to 20, you 40 minutes. But then we roll over to this side over here.
Oh, there's so many elements.
I know, it's crazy. So the final step, do you want to maybe bring those drizzled nuts over here? What I've got is the carrot cake mix, which is kind of going to be like sandwiched into this thing. So I cut the carrot cake open, almost like a little open top sliced sandwich over here, just like that. Boom, boom, boom.
And we put the
I was
top.
nervous about that, so check this out, yeah. So now we take the cheesecake that you made and we're putting it in the middle, almost like a patty. All right, so that goes in there. We pop this on top.
it.
Yeah, it's like a burger almost, but all the good stuff. And then the walnuts get drizzled right on top of this, and we'll add some extra chocolate just to kind of make it stick, but obviously this would come out of the fridge, so it's a lot easier to work with. And that's all that happens into getting this creation together. How cool is that?
That is amazing. So I didn't realize we were doing the 2. That is fantastic.
It's
I
like a
love
full-on fusion, and this is something that you can have so much fun with. Obviously, you've seen all the options that you have when it comes to this recipe, and it's something that you're absolutely going to love. So, yeah.
I like this because you know how often when we decide to treat ourselves, my fiance loves carrot cake, I love cheesecake.
This is perfect. This is made for you this weekend. Well, there you go. I think you can just take this entire one for yourself. I think it's going to be best served. But head over to expressoshow.com for this recipe. And what can I say? Enjoy and happy Easter. Nice job, sir.
Well done.
Nice.
There's no sweeter way to enjoy Easter than with homemade treats.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Just press pause for a second on everything else and let's talk a little bit of sport, because it is still a sporting weekend, and the Champions Cup is now reaching the business end of the competition, and it's now do or die for the remaining teams as the quarterfinals take centre stage this weekend. And yes, two South African teams in the form of the Stormers and the Sharks will be flying the country's flag when they face Exeter and Toulouse, respectively. And here to preview the weekend's action, and there will be action, is Good Hope FM sports anchor Lorenzo Darius. Happy Good Friday, my friend.
Good Friday to you as well. Then.
I know you were on your way.
To lose or not to lose. Let's get that out.
or not to lose. I know you were on your way to church, so thank you for making a little drive.
Nice to you, sir.
Let's talk about the Champions Cup quickly, first of all. Are you happy with this tournament?
Sure.
We've got two South African sides there. The Bulls could have been there.
They could have been there. They should have.
Man.
They just did not pitch up. But when you're playing against five-time champions like Toulouse, yeah, you are going to lose. It's a tough one. It's definitely a tough one. But I must say that we've got two teams there compared to the three that went into the tournament. We at least had all three in the knockout stages, and a lot of people did not expect us to make it all the way. They were like, South Africans, new to the tournament. You guys are not used to this side. Yeah, Northern Hemisphere. You haven't played against these teams. You've played against Super Rugby teams, but you haven't played against the like of the French and the English, as well as the Irish.
It's these international composite teams that I think we've had to wrap our heads around, which is great for the South African rugby ecosystem.
Definitely, yeah.
Just seeing a lot of players, I think, traditionally now are going to be heading overseas to prove their worth, which is, there's nothing wrong with
World
that,
Cup
I don't think.
well.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I wanted to hone in on. Let's talk about a World Cup winning team in the form of a provincial outfit, the Stormers.
Yeah.
And they had to prove it against the Harlequins last weekend. A tough surge at the end there to make it across. And that can be a good or a bad thing. Let's talk about the good. How much positive would they have taken out of that performance?
Let's look at that game firstly, though. Herschel Yankees playing so phenomenal. He was cleaning that ball out in about 1.7 seconds. That was the Herschel of 2019 that we've been wanting back. And then if you look at that first try, 55 seconds altogether for Deon Fourie to go all the way out and score that try. So lots of positives when it comes to the attack, but we were great with ball in hand and when Harlequins had it. It's just that lack of concentration in that last 10 minutes. But that scoreline doesn't tell us how that game went,
For sure.
Because we completely dominated the Harlequins team.
The Sharks team also looked good. And you would expect them. I think I painted them with the Springbok brush at the beginning of the season because they've spent that money.
Yeah.
They've got the players. So they kind of had to get this far.
No, they had to. They remind me of Liverpool, not doing too well in the English Premier League, but doing quite okay in the, in the Champions League at the moment.
For sure.
And they've proven themselves. They've also got about 4 players that's part of the nomination for European Player of the Year. So it just shows you the star quality they have in the team. Problem I have is that they're without even Itzebeth this weekend. Are they going to target that line-out? Yes, they're going to. Neil van Heerden also not there at the moment. So it's going to be, Neil Powell's going to have to jiggle something there, if I can put it like that.
He's got the personnel to do it. He really has to. So let's talk about the opposition. Exeter. Going to be making an exit. I can't see them having the wherewithal, the rugby IQ to be able to deal with what the Stormers can do when they're playing at their best.
So if you look at the Stormers, they're a well-balanced team. They're not just good at attack, they're good at defense as well. Without the ball in hand, they've played phenomenal rugby.
I would almost say the defense is the baseline and everything else comes as a result of.
As a result of. So Exeter Chiefs are an attacking team. If you look at their stats at the moment, second on carries, second on tries. So it's a lot to look forward to. But I think that with them struggling against Montpellier last week, it just showed. They had to go all the way to the end, last-minute try to get 33 all, and then they were playing against 14 men. So they struggled a bit. We're a well-balanced team again. So I think John Dobson has something going on there at the moment, and the Exeter coach has pinned us as the favourites. Those psychological games before the week, but it's going to be one of those things that's going to be different. We've never played a team like Exeter before.
There are so many questions, and we love the fact that these questions are being asked in the build-up to a World Cup. To circle back to what you said when we opened this discussion, what does this mean for SA going into the World Cup? How do you feel in your heart of hearts? Because I wasn't, admittedly, feeling like we were ready. It felt like it was just coming a year too soon, if that makes any sense, which I know we're
That's
not allowed
the
to
Irish.
choose.
Let's leave it for the Irish. They're the ones that peak
maybe.
a year before the time and never make it to the semis. So.
But gee whiz, if you have to look at the Stormers as being kind of, again, to use that term, the baseline of where South African rugby is, we're looking good.
Yeah,
man.
we are looking phenomenal. If you look at the URC stats that we have at the moment, our players are in the top 5. Even Joseph Dweba. Top 3 when it comes to lineouts, and people are like, he's not performing well. He is. We've still got someone like Nama Kaba that's still on top when it comes to the amount of carries in the game as well with minutes. So the thing is, our boys are doing phenomenal. And there you go. And I was just about to get to that, is that as you have someone like... that's playing in, like Andre Pollard. You've also got Manile Bok that's just knocking on the door at the moment. You've got Evan Roos that's coming back again. You've got Hashiva Diamani that's doing phenomenal at the moment.
Down, never mind knocking,
Dion Fourie coming out all the way and showing and telling them at 38 years old, I still deserve to be in the team. Yeah. Maybe 37. I hope I'm not going to get in trouble with him. He's going to tackle. He's going to come for me. But the guys are doing exceptional. They're knocking on the door. And that's the nice thing about a World Cup here, is that when you have someone like Andre Pollard playing phenomenal rugby and Manny Lebok just knocking that door there, and like you say, knocking it down, not knocking on it, telling Jacques Ninaba, you've got a headache, but it's a good headache to have.
It's a good headache to have. This being said, all of this is being said without us having seen a New Zealand team play for a while, okay? So take it with a pinch of salt, but to the Sharks and the Stormers, all the best of luck. And I'm speaking to the fans because it's going to be an emotional weekend.
Thank you, as always, Lorenzo, for coming through and getting us hyped up for the weekend. But it's time to carry on with official duties once again. Now, starting off with national news headlines. The death toll in shooting incidents, the shooting incident between suspected cash and transit robbers and Gauteng police officers at Sepokeng in the Vaal Triangle has risen to 9 after one of the suspects, who was wounded, passed away in hospital. Now, 3 other suspects were also wounded, and a police spokesperson, Brigadier Atlendi Mate, says the suspects are believed to be responsible for a series of CIT robberies in Gauteng and surrounding provinces. Now, forensic experts from the police were yesterday combing the scene for evidence. Well, sticking to national news headlines, the Metal Workers Union, otherwise known as NUMSA, has announced that it will not continue its intended bus strike during the Easter weekend. Now, this after bus companies presented an offer through a mediator. Now, the salary negotiations had earlier reached an impasse, and the unions are demanding a 7% increase and medical benefits. Now, the spokesperson for NUMSA, Pakamila Shlubi Majola, says they will present the offer to their members for consideration and then make an announcement about it later. Well, from our national news headlines, let's head over to international news. Now, French leader Emmanuel Macron has urged his Chinese counterpart, Xi Jinping, to help halt Russia's war in Ukraine. A quote coming through saying, "I know I can count on you to bring Russia to its senses." This, as he told Mr. Xi in Beijing. And Xi said China and France had, and quote, "the ability and responsibility to safeguard world peace." But Moscow has said its offensive will continue. Now, Macron is on a state visit to China, which is being intensely scrutinized after years of deteriorating relationships with the West. Now, it has also refused to condemn Russia's invasion of the Ukraine. Sticking to our international news headlines, the Democratic Republic of Congo is celebrating a new public holiday to honor Simon Kimbangu, who founded his Kimbanguist church on the 6th of April, 1921, when the country was still under colonial rule. Now, Father Kimbangu called for the liberation of black people from colonial rule, and he was later arrested, charged with undermining public security, and sentenced to death. But King Albert of Belgium commuted the sentence to life in prison. Now, Kimbangu died in jail in 1951 after 30 years in detention. And today, the Kimbanguist Church has some 6 million believers. Now, next up in our headlines, with the millions of dollars he has earned on the world's tennis courts, the world's #1 tennis player, Novak Djokovic, is able to have just about anything he desires materially. Now, of late, his millions of fans have been most curious to learn that a donkey cheese farm in the Balkans had attracted his attention, and a very prestigious one at that. Now, the Zasavica Special Nature Reserve in southern Serbia near Belgrade, well, this is where he was born, actually. Now, it's the world's only known producer of pool, which I believe is donkey cheese, and its rarity means it sells for some 22,000 rand per kilogram. Yes, you heard correctly. Now, 25 liters of donkey's milk are required to make just 1 kilogram. Now, this raises the question, is it possible that Djokovic's buying of almost all of the pool and dipping into the cuddy, creamy cheese is the true source of his mind-boggling prowess on the tennis court? Now, having bagged 93 ATP, 22 Grand Slam, 6 ATP finals, and a record 38 Masters titles, this definitely leaves us questioning a lot. Well, I'll leave you with the rest of the headlines, and here's G with the latest when it comes to sport.
Seems the time of the goat is behind us. Well done to the donkey. Well, let's start with football news first. No relation here at all, I promise. Frank Lampard has returned to Chelsea as caretaker manager up until the end of this season. That, of course, following the sacking of Graham Potter this week. So the club's record goalscorer and undoubtedly fans' favourite previously spent 19 months as manager at Stamford Bridge before being dismissed in January of 2021. And he's got an uphill climb. Chelsea are currently 11th in the Premier League, although they are also in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, where, of course, they are set to face record winners Real Madrid. Lampard's first game in charge in the Premier League will be up against Wolves, and that's tomorrow. Then, staying with footballing news, world champions Argentina have dethroned Brazil and returned to the top of the FIFA rankings. This happened yesterday after a 6-year gap. So Argentina, who won last year's World Cup in Qatar by beating France in that final, achieved the #1 spot after Lionel Scaloni's side beat Panama 2-0 and then Curaçao 7-0 in friendlies. France, they moved up 1 place to second after a 4-0 win over the Netherlands and then a 1-0 victory in Ireland in their Euro 2024 qualifiers, while Brazil, they slipped to third after losing 2-1 away to Morocco in their friendly. Then on to cricket, currently playing out, or at least yesterday's action in the IPL. Shardul Thakur starred for the Kolkata Knight Riders as they clinched a thumping 81-run win over the Royal Challengers Bangalore. So Thakur produced a career best, in fact, T20 innings of 68 from only 29 deliveries to power KKR to a superb 204 for 7 batting first. The all-rounder hit 9 fours and 6 sixes in a 103-run partnership with Rinku Singh. Then with ball in hand, Varun Chakravarti starred with the ball, taking 4 for 15. He was ably supported by Suyash Sharma, who took 3 for 30. That's resulted in the RCB being dismissed for just 123. Then we expected a little bit of controversy with this particular major. Americans Kevin Na and Will Zalatoris withdrew from the 87th edition of the Masters during the opening round yesterday. So Na pulled out due to an illness after playing the first 9 holes at 4 over par, and I think he was on 40, while Zalatoris withdrew due to an unspecified injury. That was before even starting his round. Now, Na was one of those 18 players from the Saudi-backed Live Golf Tour who qualified for the Masters. And Zalatoris, he finished second at the Masters 2 years ago and was also runner-up at the PGA Championships in 2022 and tied for second in that year's US Open. So this could have been a major opportunity for him. Heartbreak not to see him there. Well, that's where we leave our sport for now. Not many of you heading to work this morning, but if you are, let's get you there safely. Zozo's got the latest on the traffic front.
We start off with traffic in Centurion, Gauteng. There's a stationary vehicle on the R21 northbound before Nelmapius Drive. The left lane is closed. Please drive carefully when passing by. Then if you're in Pietermaritzburg and KZN, there are ongoing roadworks on the N3 bi-directional before Peter Brown Road. There are also restricted lanes, so please approach with caution. And moving to Limpopo, there's been 2 accidents on the side of the road at Modimole and Mogobong. There is bumper-to-bumper traffic, so please approach with caution and add some extra travel time to your journey. That's your traffic for now. Let's take another look at your weather. And this morning, we bring you news of a first ever venture by man, and this is into the depths of the earth in Yemen. A team of Omani cave divers are believed to be the first ever to reach the bottom of Yemen's famed Well of Baho, also known as the Well of Hell. A gaping hole in earth that has been shrouded in mystery for centuries have finally been explored. The natural wonder measures 30 meters in diameter and reaches about 110 meters down. Yemeni oral tradition passed down for centuries calls the well a prison of dark spirits. The cavers, however, reach the bottom. The terrain there is pristine. A waterfall rains down into the well, and the caves encircled by stunning sweeps of rock decorated with colorful stalagmites and beautiful pearl shapes, which are concentrate calcium carbonate deposits that form under falling water. The cavers collected samples of birds and snakes as well as rocks and soil with the idea of analyzing everything and report their findings to the public. We'll certainly keep you updated with that. Well, now let's bring it back home where we take a look at your sunrise views. Simone in Durban is starting us off for your 7 a.m. update, high up in her apartment, who shared her daily view with us. We absolutely love it. Thank you for it. Then we have in Pietermaritzburg, Roseanne, who shared a yellow-inspired horizon with silhouettes on the trees, absolutely stunning. Berenice in Langebaan stepped outside her home and saw this sunrise. She just had to share this beautiful moment with us. And Hannes in Gordons Bay shared this magical video from his kitchen. And wow, just look at those pinks in the sky. It looks like something from a Taylor Swift music video. Well, there you have it. If you have a beautiful sunrise view to share with us, be it a video or a photo, please share it with us on WhatsApp. Our number is 063-408-8863. But let's look at your temperatures. Starting off in Limpopo. If you're in Polokwane, your low is 12, your high 27. Mbombela, 1730. Pretoria, 1628. Johannesburg, 1426. It's sunny in Mahikeng, 14's your low, 29 your high. Klerksdorp, 1429. Kimberley, 15 with a high of 30. If you're in Bloemfontein, 10's your low, 28 your high. Richards Bay, 2029. Pietermaritzburg, 1529. If you're in Durban, a sunny day ahead, 21's your low, 28 your high. Mthatha, 1533. East London, 1726. Cradock, 1133. Kaberga, 16 with a high of 24. George, 13 with a high of 22. Rainy conditions for Cape Town, 13 with a high of 18. If you're in Worcester, 11's your low, 25 your high. Sutherland, 8, 21. And if you're in Uppington, 14's your low and 33 degrees Celsius. That is your high for today. Well, that's where we leave your temperatures for now. We'll have a final update shortly after 8.
Thank you so much, Zozo. We've all grown up with the assumption that buying a house is just one of those things that you have to do. Yeah. It's amazing, actually, how much that's on everyone's list. But this is still the case, and is it still financially viable? I wonder. Well, in today's Our Money Matters chat, we are looking at what you guys had to say when we asked you if you think it's better to rent or to buy. And I'm really interested to see where the meridian is now.
Because I was still caught up in just like, you have to buy, but it's hard. It's not that easy. Mzansi, let's see what you have to say. First up, we've got Freddie Alfred, who says it's better to buy. I think it's cheaper that way. Well, it definitely is if you can afford to buy.
Did you get the repo rate last week, bro?
You got to be dealing with that as well. It was like more than 7% or something crazy.
It's massive. It just feels like there's so much out of your control, unfortunately. But Gary Oakamp, being the OG, says always better to buy. Why pay rent to someone else and make them wealthy? I own 4 properties, live in one and rent it out there. And now we understand why you live this life of leisure, Mr. Gary Oakamp. But no, making the right kind of choices. And I was thinking about this. How am I going to explain this to my kids? And the only thing I could kind of arrive at was, I'm so jealous of the mates of mine that bought property early on in their financial journey. And obviously it's a privilege to be able to do that. But if I look at where they are now in terms of their financial stability, I understand where Gary's coming.
All that stress back then was worth it for them now. Now we've got Missy Law also comes through and says it's definitely better to buy, mostly if you have a deposit and are able to pay off the bond. That is very important, and that's in less than 20 years. To avoid some of the interest, renting in my experience, and this was money I could have had towards a deposit, but the way housing interest keeps increasing makes it very difficult to own a home for your young couples trying to get their foot in the market, as well as older parents trying to pay off the bond. Nail on the head.
Yeah, 100%. And I think I loved watching your journey, because you found that balance of let's find the right area where it's an investment, where it's moving up, but you also managed to
put some elbow grease in.
Yeah, you got stuck in, bro. Yeah. Really, really interesting. I think becoming a homeowner is, it's a big decision. And someone I know considers all angles with these sorts of things is Alzozo.
Oh, yeah.
What do you reckon? Buy or rent, hun?
This is a tough one because I bought, and since buying, compared to what my repayment on my bond is now, has increased significantly. So I have moments where I wish I just continued renting. But I think the flip side is I'm not paying off someone else's bond. When I sell, it's still an investment. So if you can afford it, still buy.
I like the way Zoe had to take a deep breath.
You can. Well, that's a very good, valid point. I mean, honestly,
yeah, for sure.
if you can, it is always a great option, but not everyone has that option, right? Now, you, Mzansi, do, and you have every choice, and maybe some assistance too, right? Because home owning is something that's on the cards for you. Then Nedbank wants to make that so much easier and make that dream a reality. Now, if you take out a home loan with Nedbank and open a transactional account, you could qualify for up to 20,000 Rand in cash back plus 50% off your attorney bond registration fee. Now, this is when you apply online or via the Money app. How cool is that?
Yeah, man, it is a massive saving, trust me, especially in the context of today's market. And if you want to find out more, your first step, just go and visit nedbank.co.za. Take a look at the financial tools that are there and start the conversation. Because, yes, you can actually negotiate these things. So start the chat.
You must be wondering how I got here, ne? Enjoying Bomadi sushi, got fork and knife over bubbles of sparkling water. But I didn't know the changes, Joe. Because I chose Nedbank, the bank that gives you discount upon discount in this country. I call it a bank with benefits, eh? Yeah. Value guaranteed. Seriously? Seriously.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, bring the shivers. It is time to get amped up because JP Sebastian's in the building. Pew, 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 pew.
Shivers. Shivers. Do I give you shivers?
You give me shivers, man. Easter shivers.
It's after me.
Happy long weekend, Easter,
Thank you.
whatever
Yeah,
you celebrate this weekend. Happy Friday, man.
Black clothing.
Thank
goth.
you.
It's a goth thing, right? You're into.
We're ushering all the darkness of the weekend and bringing the light.
There we go,
Or
yes.
just absorbing it all, man.
Yes.
Buddy, we love you. Thank you for being here on what should have been a day
Thank you for having me.
No, we love you, man, especially when you bring us stories like this. I'm going to read the byline here. A woman is unexpectedly forced to choose between the husband she has long thought dead and the fiancé who has finally brought her back to life.
Insane.
Whoa. And explain.
Okay.
That's when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, right?
Yeah. Sounds like last weekend. Yeah.
Rom-coms kind of blow my mind. It's like You're going
Oh,
to...
it's a comedy. Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, no. Here's something
been a tough drama to navigate.
Based on the book, that's a New York Times bestseller that it was. There are a lot of fans who are complaining oh no, we didn't want this to be rom-com stock, but there are a lot of people who have seen it. I've not seen it myself. Who are saying no, it's faithful to the book. It's got its dramatic dimension and whatever. But what I'm saying is the romantic genre, let's say more generally, is it has these outlandish concepts. It's your husband turned into an Alsatian, but she's a cat lady. It's why can't you just have a wistful
God, that would never work. Would never work. An Alsatian would never.
It could be a yin and yang. You never know.
Belgian Shepherd.
Yeah, exactly.
But the idea being is that her husband Luke Bracey, who Philippa Sue marries at the very start, and it's whirlwind romance. It's they're soulmates. I couldn't even think of the word. I'm that lonely and desperate. Soulmates. That's terrible. He dies in a helicopter crash. He goes missing, or believed to have died. She holds up the death certificate. She mourns, obviously. She goes through the motions that human beings do. And then Shang-Chi walks into her life, Simu Liu, and she finds, a second wind. She finds, wow, you're able to love again after all of that, only to find that the dude comes back from the dead. Like I said, that's a lot to get your head around. Why can't romance just be straightforward? Maybe it's cool that it's not. Maybe complexity is, welcome.
I think, yeah.
And the new guy knows kung fu, man. When you come back and you've been replaced with a guy who's been doing kung fu his whole life.
Helicopter explosion, burning aviation fuel versus kung fu. No, he probably has a chance.
This poor guy, man.
So, guys, I don't know about the...
What do you do in this situation? I think people can actually relate to
this.
this.
Think this through. Okay,
no, but genuinely, people can relate to this. I think people actually get found in this situation a lot more than you think.
What?
Yes,
coming back from the dead?
Seriously, they might claim that their husband's dead. He might not know he's dead though. But you know what I mean?
I know there's dead, and there's the husband went out to buy bread.
Can I just say, please, if this has ever happened to you, please drop us voice note 063-408-8863. Please send us a video or photo to prove it.
I love it. So what's also strange to note here is that it says at the very start, BuzzFeed Studios. Apparently BuzzFeed are into movies now.
Oh, wow.
Last thing that they were involved in was that Fall movie where the girl climbs the tower and whatever. It was pretty good. But anyway, look, as far as, being having that romance sort of patina, the look to it, that glass, maybe a bit run-of-the-mill. But if you just need a date night movie that has a competent actor like Simu Liu, and Philippa Sue, who did Hamilton previously, and Luke Bracey, who was in Point Break, then maybe this one's for you.
I just want to
find out the original Point Break. That's
not even.
That's why I had to go Point Break.
Yeah, I just want to find out what happens in the end, so that's why I'll probably watch that. But next up, man, you got another one for us, The Thorn.
So, like you said,
is it the one in my side?
It is the one in the dude's crown. The dude. The dude is the Messiah, JP.
It's his weekend.
Yes, so since it is Good Friday, and since we've got Easter coming up, and since, having grown up Catholic myself, this is there's a halo over this entire weekend. There's such a sense of observance. And a lot of people, like I said, having grown up Catholic myself, there's a lot of, difficulty of how much do you want sort of productions or representations to be heavily traditional. I remember the hand-painted Stations of the Cross in my church and whatever, and that's all got its own beauty and its own place.
Part of the
Interestingly,
tradition,
the Thorn is this mixes Cirque du Soleil.
I was going to say, this looks like a Cirque du Soleil.
Good for them. We had Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yeah.
We had Jesus Christ Superstar. Maybe some stuff needs, a bit of breathing room to try different ways of reaching into people emotionally. And so what this is it's the stage play that was filmed and edited for screen. It's also rare that we often get to see opportunities like that because we don't have Broadway in South Africa. Obviously we do have some good theaters and we should support them. But this play, since it wasn't touring in our country, maybe you get the chance, you get on the church bus, make a day of it, and you see a passion play that has music dimensions to it, that has dance, that has acrobatics.
A great way to promote the show, apart from anything else. That's absolutely brilliant. And then very quickly, Super Mario Brothers, the movie, out this weekend. Mixed feelings, but it's going to be one for the whole family, which we love.
Whatever kind of mixedness I spoke about, I got to remind you that, like I said,
you're a grown man.
Jack Black stole the show. I'm a grown man. Got goosebumps when he heard the original music and nearly walled up when he saw 8-Bit Mario. Dude, it's pretty to look at. It's very cute, and the kids are going to love it. It's not bad. And Chris Pratt, however, is the issue there is that it's not his fault, but I think he was asked to present the Prattness rather than invest in the, hey, it's a me, and that sort of
the Mario-ness,
Maybe he could have been a bit more brave about the design of that sort of idea, but as far as video game movies go, and they're usually very bad, This one can stand up there with the stuffs like Detective Pikachu.
all right.
So that's out
And Sonic.
today, out since Wednesday, in fact. Take your kids. And, I mean, the thing looks like an Easter egg, so, hey, you're halfway there.
It's beautiful, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
A beautiful little selection. If any movies have hit your radar that he needs to know about, hit him up on the socials. Slide into his DMs. He loves
please
it.
don't. I died in a helicopter crash.
He loves it.
Oh, thank you, James. Can you believe it's my first time in Hopville?
No.
First time in Hopville, so I'm not only welcoming you back into Hopville, but I'm welcoming myself into Hopville. Chef Clem, he is here, and Hopville is the home of all things Easter, from chocolates and sweet treats to the cutest little outfits. Now, you can find anything and everything you need this Easter weekend. Now, Chef Clem, what are your plans for this weekend? I feel like you've said that before, but I didn't hear it.
The whole family going to my parents' house today. I mean, like 40-something people, maybe 50.
Having pickled fish, hot
Pickled
cross
fish,
buns.
hot cross buns. There's fantasticals like everywhere. We actually made them the centerpieces on the table today. It's going to be amazing.
So it's going to be fantastical.
It's going to be absolutely fantastical. And you?
I'm leaving tomorrow morning, going on a bit of a holiday, but I'll be seeing my mom and dad, my future in-laws for lunch on Sunday. So I'm very excited to just have like quality time with the family.
It sounds amazing.
Yes.
Please take the future in-laws some goodies.
Some goodies.
They need it. They need
goodies.
it.
Okay.
So you're here for your first challenge in Hopville, and this might just be the one that you win.
Yeah,
okay.
I hope so.
So Ryle gave us his estimate of how many fantasticals he thinks in the jar, and that was his attempt to play for the official Easter Golden Bunny of Hopville. Do you want to just say it, just to make it go?
The Golden Bunny in Easter Hopville.
Actually, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what order you say it in. It just happens, and it happens. Okay, so Ryle's technique was. Wait, try one more time. One more time.
No, what is the correct way?
You made me forget. I think it is
the Golden Bunny.
There we go. There we go. Okay, Ryle's technique was picking up the jar and kind of like feeling it to get an idea of the weight. So keep in mind, they are the regular Fantasticals and then the larger Fantasticals as well. Okay, and that's where you might get thrown off.
So, no offense, but Expresso likes to sometimes be cheapskate. So I won't be surprised if you guys put a giant egg in the middle and then only put the Fantasticals on the outside. I said no offense.
A lot of offense was taken. Okay, so your strategy is that it's actually an illusion.
That there's a faux, I don't think this whole jar's Fantasticals, so I'm going to go with 453.
453, okay. And let's have a recap. Okay, Ryle said $3.99. You're going for
453.
453. This is for pew, pew, pew. Shots fired. Shots fired. Okay,
but I want to know, why can't I win the jar?
You know what we'll do? We'll actually add to the prize. So you will actually win the official Hopville Golden Easter Bunny. And you'll win all the eggs around it as well. That's a good prize.
That's generous.
That's a good
cool,
prize.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty amazing. So Africa at home, if you want to have a guess at how many eggs you think are in the jar, please let us know. I would love to hear. We only have Big G next to make his prediction. That's a G. To make his prediction, and then we're going to see who actually wins. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Who counted these?
Who counted it? There's actually only two. I don't even know. There are only two people in the whole of Expresso that know.
Okay.
One that knows for sure, and just in case that person goes missing, we have the backup person.
Okay. Well, I'm wondering who's going to win this, because I mean, to get all those eggs and the Golden Bunny is going to be amazing. Well, Hopville's quite fun. I'm quite depressed that I couldn't spend more time here. But remember, you can still enter our #Woolies Easter competition. Today's lucky viewer will walk away with a 2,000 Rand Woolies gift card. And all you have to do is reply to the competition post that's on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages and tell us, why do you think Woolies is the best place to shop this Easter? That probably has to be the easiest question ever. Don't forget to include that #Woolies Easter. The competition will close at midnight on Monday, the 10th of April. There are some T's and C's that can be found on our website, expressoshow.com.
Pew, 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 pew.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Mzansi, your Feel Good Breakfast Show, celebrating the weekend, celebrating Happy Friday, and of course, all the memory making that's going to come. I cannot wait for it.
Oh, super excited. And I think most of us also get so caught up in our own lives and daily businesses that we forget that the simplest acts of kindness can really make the most significant impact in someone's life. A smile, be it a compliment, or even paying for a meal. Or someone's parking ticket. You know how often you see someone struggling at the parking machine? Just pay for the person in front of you.
I'm here for that. That's what this weekend's about. Bring it on. Now, something that came up on our Good News feed this week was a video of a little boy and his mom, and he was getting his hair cut. Now, watch this. The barber turned his young client's frown upside down and unlocked his 100% for the week ahead. Check it out.
Stop. Yes.
Stop. Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Are you ready to go?
I want.
There you go, buddy.
Using your words.
Now it's up. It's up. It's up.
You want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Hi. Good to see you again. You ready to get
Come on, get the onions out of here.
I've never had my hair cut with clippers, but it can be quite intimidating
It's a
if you're that
weird
little.
feeling. Yeah, it's like this razor going zzz, it's like coming close to you. That can be very overwhelming.
Oh, the
I love
world
it.
needs more Vernons in this world and on social media, and we couldn't agree more with some of the comments that came through.
Yes.
We had one comment from Karina saying, God bless him, the world needs more gentle souls who understands how an act of kindness and a bit of fun can change a life.
Yeah, absolutely love this comment. We've got more coming through. The next one is from Libby. Libby Girl says, as a mom of 2 special needs boys, this warms my heart. We need more people like this. We definitely do. And it's so simple. It doesn't even take that much effort. We can all pay for it.
Oh, well, let's take a look at what Jean had to say as a mom of a special needs teen who hates anything I do with her hair. Finding people like Vernon is a blessing. Thank you for sharing.
Beautiful stuff. And the comments kept coming through. Everybody was moved by this one. We've got Sam Graham, who says, not all heroes wear masks, but a lot wear aprons. See what you did there. Well played.
Just think how different the world would be if everyone took a few minutes out of their week to do something special for someone else.
Yeah, now listen to this. We want to know what random act of kindness you'd like to do for someone this long weekend to unlock their 100%. So tell us on our social media pages using the hashtag Crush. Now, don't forget, you can also keep an eye on the Crush's social media pages for more information on the Unlock Your 100% with Crush TV show. And you can watch last night's episode. It's a repeating episode on Sunday at 8 p.m. And make sure to catch next week's new episode on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. only on SABC 2. You do not want to miss it. Unlock your 100% this Wednesday evening at 7:30 as we meet a real estate agent who dreams of becoming a commercial diver. Let's get you out of the suit and into a different kind of suit.
Voila.
Pull and go down. Excellent.
Drink water. Woo! I'm on top of the world. Fantastic. I want to do that again.
Cassidy Marriott's journey as he dives deep and takes his first breath underwater. Unlock your 100% Wednesday evenings at 7:30 on SABC 2.
Now we get to connect with someone who unlocked their 100% some time ago. He has become a household name in the electronic dance industry the globe over. He has been breaking the genre chain down completely, developing his own completely unique style of music that has gained him a following of very loyal dance lovers around the world. So please give a very feel-good Expresso welcome to Grimehouse in the house, baby! Oh, my brother.
What a nice complimentative intro.
I had to cut it in half, but
thank
you should have seen the lists of accolades that we had listed there. Because you've been doing it, man. You've been doing it for it feels like almost the duration of this industry in South Africa, you have had a hand to play. Your sound is a lot to hear this early in the morning on a day off, and it's dirty and it's hectic and it's
a public holiday.
And we love it, exactly, man. How would you describe your sound? Is that something you can even do, or do you just not even go there? Do you put it into a box? How do you go about describing your own sound?
It's music. There's amazing music and terrible music in every genre, and whether it's on either side, it's just music to me. I love making it, and that's where I am.
I think you feed off the crowd in a way that few DJs really do. There seems to be something organic. What is that feeling like when you've got that many people literally in the palm of your hand?
I'm not gonna lie to you, it's the scariest feeling in the whole world. Yes, and it's overwhelming. It's a little too overwhelming for me, which is why you see me with a mask.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah,
That's so he can swap out. There's actually 5 different people at Grimehouse, in case you didn't know that. Rhapsody out now, your 3rd album, jam-packed. What's the creative process been like for this album specifically? Because you've got fans who have an expectation, but you also want to appeal to everybody. How do you get that balance right?
Yeah, it was a culmination of a lot of work, but I love making music so much, and I make music most of my day, and one day I just realized that I was so self-conscious about releasing music that I had this whole backlog of music that I never released, which was enough for a little bit more than an album. Wow. And I just thought, let's bite the bullet, push through.
How's that for self-doubt? You've just heard Grimehouse say that he had an entire album's worth of material that he wasn't confident enough in. Boy, doesn't that give you perspective. Well, we are so privileged to have one of the best in the business here. And he is going to officially make this a public holiday, my brother. That is for a little bit of love and a whole lot of respect. Ladies and gents, it is Grimehouse with Silent and Grey. Take it away. Millie, you are amazing. Thank you so much. Grimehouse ain't going nowhere. Silent and Grey available on a brand new album titled Rhapsody. Go and download it right now. It's all bangers, and it's the perfect way to see in the weekend. They're not going anywhere. 2 more performances coming your way. We'll see you in a moment. Beautiful.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast show, and it is a feel. In fact, it is Good Friday today.
It's the most feel good Friday, eh?
Most feel good, but today is Good Friday, and it really is one. And we are about to add to that feel good feeling, and that's all thanks to Citro Soda. Now, you stood the chance of winning 5,000 Rand cash with Citro Soda by giving us, in fact, telling us about your Easter family traditions, and we can't wait to announce that lucky new winner.
So, drum roll, please. A massive congratulations to Kelly D.U. Well done, Kelly. Even in her photo, she looks surprised. She's like, what, me? I'm a winner? Yes, well, Kelly won because she had this to say. We have church on Friday, and then we eat out pickled fish. Sunday, it's also church. It's a holy weekend spent with my family. Hashtag Citro Soda. Hashtag reach for relief. We love that answer, which is why we've got Kelly on the line right now. Kelly, good morning. Congratulations.
Good morning, guys.
I hope we caught you before you're heading off to your
church,
your Easter Friday service.
Yes, good morning, guys.
Oh, we are so happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel being our winner?
Wow, it's amazing. Thank you guys so much for choosing me. I know there was a lot of entries. Thank you, Citro Soda. Thank you, Expresso. Well, weekend.
I love the happy little squeak. Well, 5,000 Rand is on its way to you, courtesy of Citro Soda. Now, it's something that I lean on, and I think over this weekend of indulgence, we're going to have to lean on quite a bit of, a lot of the time. But why do you love using Citro Soda for your relief from acid, heartburn, indigestion-related problems? Why is it your go-to?
Citro Soda is the most effective product for me, and it's affordable.
Yeah.
And it works.
Both boxes ticked, yeah.
And
And
it
it works, girl. Well, please
Yes.
give your entire family, and that extends to your church family as well, a massive hug from us. Don't tell anybody that you just won 5,000 Rand. Keep it all for yourself. But you're amazing. Thank you so much for watching the show, and enjoy this beautiful, very spiritual time for you and your family.
Oh, there we go. Kelly, our winner for today, walking away with 5,000 Rand. And that feeling associated with festive periods in South Africa are really incomparable. And thanks to Citrus Soda keeping us in top health, they have made it another time to remember.
Welcome back to Hopville, the most fantastical place in the country. It's a time and a place where friends and family come together. Talking about friends, I've got two amazing friends in the Hopville kitchen with me. We have our top chef. She doesn't need an introduction, but I'm gonna let her say her name anyway. Tell them who you are.
Marshall.
Marshall is in the kitchen. And our new junior chef, all the way from, where do you live?
Weinberg.
All the way from Weinberg. It's Craig. All right, so as I said, Hopville is a place where everything fantastical. It's a place where you're allowed to just be yourself and express yourself through food and everything deliciously chocolate, which is why we're here this morning. So I have to ask our little young chefs, what is your favorite part about Easter?
Easter egg hunt.
The Easter egg hunt. And what do you think? Is this year going to be a good year? Are you about to like fill up a massive bowl full of eggs?
Yes.
Yes. Mom's at the behind the scenes going, yes, yes, yes. Mark, your favorite part about Easter?
Spending time with my family.
And you told me earlier, like, you look forward to Easter because it's time when you can just chill. Because life for a 12-year-old is, it's stressful. It's stressful, so you can just sit back right now, take it easy, just enjoy everything from Hopville. You are going to help me, though, make these amazing chocolate mousse. One mousse, 2 chocolate mousse. I think so, that's right. And this is Abigail Donnelly's amazing recipe that only uses 4 ingredients, okay? So I'm gonna put you onto the eggs, okay?
Okay.
Someone's made our sugar disappear. 1, 2, 3. We'll find the sugar in a little bit. Okay, what you can do for me is you can start breaking up the eggs. A quick tip for when you're whisking eggs, what I like to do is I like to take the whisk and I kind of pop the egg yolks first, okay? Like you gotta get it in there. And then once you, thank you. I got cream, I need more sugar. We've got extra cream. Okay, cool. Pop the eggs, and then you're gonna give it a whisk, So what I always say is hold the bowl like you're doing exactly right now, so the bowl doesn't actually move around the table, and you're in control of it. Craig, I'm gonna put this extra cream over here for now. Actually, no, I'm gonna use it. What we've done is we've got cream, and we've whipped the cream till it's like, we call this like soft peak, okay? So when you spoon it like that, the cream should just fall over, right? Do you do some cooking at home?
Not much.
Not much. Okay, that's fine. It's okay. Apparently me too, because they just told me the sugar's already in the cream, Clem. So, okay, we got the sugar, it's in the cream. So, does Mom do all the cooking? What's your ultimate dish that Mom makes? The moms are just like, ay. It's fine, we'll find out what it is. But Amakle, I found out that you actually want to become a chef when you're all grown up. Why do you want to become a chef?
I experience more stuff about cooking.
It's all about cooking, right? And it's the fact that you bring people together. I love it. Craig, this is for you. This is our silicone whisk. So I'm gonna ask you to grab this for me. And do you know how to write the number 8? Can you show me in the air? Like you write the number 8? Can you show me in the air? Right. So now what I need you to do is hold your whisk and move it like a number 8, but in the bowl, okay? And that's called folding. So we're gonna fold the chocolate, which we melted in the microwave, into the cream. So you just make number 8. That's all you gotta do.
Okay.
There we go. So I'm gonna help you get all of this out of the bowl into your cream. So we've got the cream, the sugar, and we've got the chocolate in bowl number 1, which are the 3 ingredients. Makla, you're working on those egg yolks. Okay, give it a go, give it a go, give it a go, give it a go. Number eight. So what you're doing is you're just mixing the chocolate into the cream. If you want to, you can get crazy with it and you can make it a super fast eight. So what's gonna happen is once this all comes together, you can see that's changing color. Once it is a proper just brown color, we're gonna add our eggs to that, and that's gonna help set the mousse, okay? So I'm gonna put everything at the bottom over here. You're doing a great job. Do you wanna get crazy with it? Go, just get in there, get in there. That's the way. That's good. Okay, cool. So once you add your eggs to this, okay, you can actually pour them into glasses. Amakle, this is amazing. Craig, you're doing a stunning job. Mix. Then we're gonna pour it into these glasses, right? It goes into the fridge. This is the hardest part about the recipe. You have to wait 4 to 6 hours. Exactly. That's a long time. But we've done it for you already, so I've got 2 done over here. So Makle, I'm going to grab this from Craig. Amazing job, Craig. And I'm gonna ask you to step into the middle.
Okay.
Here you go. 1 for you, Craig. 1 for you, Amakle. And I've got everything fantastical in front of you. Some chuckles, fantasticals, small eggs, big eggs, all the eggs. And I'm gonna ask you to decorate your own little chocolate mousse, okay? So this is fun. This is what you can do at home with the kids. Like, set out the mousse for them. They've now helped you make it, so now they get to decorate their own. So Amakle, you want to become a chef, so you're gonna like harness your inner chef right now. Decorate this as if you would serve it in your restaurant. What would you name your restaurant?
I don't have the name right now.
We're gonna work on that. Craig also told me that he wants to become a singer when he's older. He's a little too shy today, but they're catching up with the strategy. Amasa's gonna make the food in the restaurant, Craig's gonna sing. I think it'll be an amazing restaurant, don't you think? Okay, so Amakle, what's your strategy? Are you just putting all the colors together? All right. Craig, you're doing an amazing job. How much would you sell this for at your restaurant?
Don't ask me.
I already should sell for like 1,000 rand for one. What do you think, South Africa? Yes. Okay, so now, if you want to make this amazing 4-ingredient recipe at home, it's as simple as going to woolworths.co.za and getting this amazing recipe. It's a fun one to make with the family. The little kids, the big kids, the grown-ups, everyone in the house. As you can see, it's a lot of fun. And just add everything fantastical to the mix. Now, if you also want to get it in on the saving, because we're about that saving, also super simple. W Rewards members, buy any 2 fantastical packs, and you get 20% off. And that's until Sunday, this Sunday. So get the deal now. We're gonna get involved in all this kind of action. Are you guys happy? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling good?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna bring some spoons. The kids are gonna get chomping away on their chocolate mousse. South Africa, do not miss out on this recipe.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we are about to celebrate once again. We are back and still joined by DJ and producer Grime House. Now, brother, I absolutely was uplifted by what you just did earlier. I could feel the Sharingan powers coming within me. I'm clearly realizing this is where all the powers and prowess come from. But talk to me about this next song. We're talking about what, Far Gone, right?
Far Gone,
What's
yes.
the vibrations? What's the feels for this one? What's it all about?
It's a collaboration with a friend of mine called Sloaney, amazing producer, and together we got together with a amazing singer, and everybody's going to see one of the best singers in South Africa in the next few seconds. Her name is Megan Reid.
Okay.
She completely steals the show on the song. So no credit to myself, all the credit to Sloaney and Megan Reid. They're amazing.
Look, before I bring Megan Reid in here now, I just want to find out from you. We were talking about this launch of an album. We're talking about a launch tour. Also, I believe there's something national going down. What's happening, bro? This is insane.
Yes, we have an amazing album launch event coming up at EVO on the 29th of April.
Okay.
That's the one in Cape Town.
All right.
And then we got a couple of little mini launch events all over South Africa that you can maybe just follow me on Instagram because I can't remember all the the venue names. But yeah, it's on my socials. It's on the socials.
Man's is busy. Head out to his socials. But before we get into this, let me invite that vocalist right here, Megan Reid. Step right up. And of course, Mzansi, it's time to celebrate once again. Here's Grime House with Far Gone.
The sun is rising. I said I would be back by 10. It don't surprise him. I'm dancing by myself again. I know you're home, just wishing you could save me. I never meant to do this to you, baby. I know you got me thinking where you went wrong. I saw you try to call, but I'm too far gone. Far gone. Far gone. Far gone. I'm too far gone. Far gone. Far gone. Far gone. I'm too far gone. You say I'm distant, always missing in the crowd. I never listen, and trouble follows me around. The bottle's empty, with all the memories I'm drowned. And no one knows me, but I'm feeling at home somehow. Here between the devil and the DJ. If you could see me now, I know what you'd say. You'd probably see exactly where you went wrong. You tell me you can save me, I'm too far gone.
I told you. It's official. Megan, clearly the man wasn't hyping you up enough. The vocals were absolutely incredible. Brother, you've absolutely given us all the energy we need to get sent into the weekend and celebrate it. So I wish you nothing but the best of luck for your tour.
Likewise.
Keep
Thank
feeding
you,
the
sir.
people, keep doing the thing. And of course, Mzansi, let's celebrate Easter. Let's celebrate this beautiful weekend. And happy Friday.
Thank you, Ral. It's now almost 8 o'clock. Let's take a final look at those national headlines. The Minister of Electricity, Dr. Kgonitso Ramakopa, has assured the nation that his department is hard at work to ensure the load shedding levels are brought down this winter. Ramakopa said several matters he encountered during his recent visit to Eskom power stations have received attention. These included too few investments in projects, a lack of planning, and the poor quality of coal delivered to power stations. Ramakopa said 2,800 megawatts of power would be added to the grid after recent interventions. And staying with local news, the death toll in a shooting incident between suspected cash and transit robbers and Gauteng police officers at Sebokeng in the Vaal Triangle has risen to 9 after one of the suspects who was wounded passed away in hospital. 3 other suspects were also wounded. A police spokesperson, Brigadier Athlenda Mate, says the suspects are believed to be responsible for a series of CIT robberies in Gauteng and adjacent provinces. Forensic experts from the police were yesterday combing the scene for evidence. And moving to news abroad, leaders in Sudan have again postponed the signing of an agreement that would re-establish a civilian government. This is believed to be due to deepening disputes between military factions. A coalition of Sudanese leaders says talks on the agreement and the restructuring of the army have not yet been completed. There's currently no new date yet for the signing. Severe violence erupted in Sudan in October 2021 when General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan took over the civilian government. And staying with news abroad, French leader Emmanuel Macron has urged his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping to help halt Russia's war in Ukraine. To quote, "I know I can count on you to bring Russia to its senses," he told Mr. Xi in Beijing. Xi said China and France had the ability and responsibility to safeguard world peace. But Moscow has said its offense will continue. Macron is on a state visit to China, which is being intensely scrutinized after years of deteriorating relations with the West. It has also refused to condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And after being awarded a master's degree in South and African Studies from the prestigious Oxford University in England earlier this year, music producer DJ Cuppy has announced a 2.5 million rand donation to support African students at Oxford. The Nigerian DJ said the Cuppy Fund would help postgraduate students originally from Africa to fully commit to education and also to increase the number of African students pursuing postgraduate degrees at Oxford. The 30-year-old philanthropist who was born Florence Utedola has previously also done much good, such as supporting organizations working for child protection and education for girls, as well as people with disabilities. Cuppy studied at Oxford between 2021 and 2022 and graduated in March. She said, and I quote, "I saw firsthand the variances in university life experiences for students originating from my continent, Africa. The Cuppy Fund will narrow resources gaps for those who need it the most." Well, on that very inspiring note, that's where I leave your morning headlines.
Thank you so much, Zozo. Not a huge amount of traffic to report on, but this spot does tell the tale of the tape. We turn to the Moy River Toll Plaza. There is heavy traffic, obviously people heading out for holiday between 6 and 7 a.m. To paint the picture, there were over 673 cars from the north side, 712 from the south. So please, if you're headed into that part of the woods or any part of South Africa where travel is obviously dominant, just be safe on the roads. Don't forget the snacks and take lots of breaks. That's all the traffic we got to report on today. Let's get into the weather. Let's start with a little bit of weather news first. And the South African Weather Service has in fact issued a warning for extreme high fire danger conditions. And that's over the central part of the Northern Cape. Meanwhile, a fire has broken out in the mountains above the farm Veld of Vrede. That's in Tulbagh in the Boland. A spokesperson for the Cape Wineland District, Joanne Otto, says a fire engine and its crew, together with 2 ground crews and 2 helicopters, have thankfully been deployed in the area. She said the extent of the blaze had yet to be determined. The SA Weather Service says warm conditions will prevail in most provinces today, with morning drizzle and fog that will occur along the west coast of the Western Cape. But please, if you are in the area, just be careful. That's where we leave our weather news. Let's take a look at some of your weather views. And we start with Jerry Bosman in Gqeberha, capturing an absolute art piece. Look at that. Gentle purples in the sky. Beautiful way to start the day. Cheslin, also out in GQ, shared a view of himself. Nice one, enjoying the sunrise on the beach this morning. It looks magical. Enjoy your walk, son. Then Maureen Turner out in Durbanville shared a peachy sunrise sky taken from her balcony before she makes some breakfast. And then Amanda Holman in Simonstown. I mean, look at that. She went out in the water this morning enjoying a paddle, enjoying all the blessings around her. Thank you for sharing that moment with us. Thank you so much to all of you. Please keep those sunrise views coming. 0634088863. Send us a video as well. We'd love to see how you start your day. Let's see what that day is looking like temperature-wise. And we start in Polokwane, where your low is 12, going up to 27 degrees. Umbombela, 17 and 30, your range for the day. Pretoria, 16 and 28. Johannesburg, 14, your low, going up to 26. Mahikeng, 14 and 29. Klerksdorp, 14 and 29 as well. Moving to Kimberley, 15, your low, going up to 30 degrees. Bloemfontein ranging between 10 and 28. Slight chance of rain as we move to Richards Bay. 20 your low, going up to 29 degrees. Pietermaritzburg, you start on 15 degrees, going up to 29. Durbs, 21 your low, 28 your high. Umtata, things heating up. 15 your low, going up to 33 degrees. Moving to East London, 17 is your low, going up to 26 degrees. In Craddock, your low 11, going up to 33 degrees. Gqeberha, 16 your low, going up to 24 today, rather temperate day. George ranging between 13 and 22. Moving to the mother city, a 70% chance of rain, bringing the temperatures right down. 13 your low, 18 the high for the day. Moving to Worcester, 11 your low, going up to 25 degrees. Sutherland ranging between 8 and 21. And then Uppington, 14 your low, a nice peachy, balmy 33 degrees is where you top out today. As always, we say, regardless of the weather, make sure it's a beautiful, good Friday.
Yes, it's going to be a good Friday indeed, and we're still celebrating so much on the show. Obviously, there are recipes coming up that's going to get you into the swing of things, but there's like something in the air. I don't know what it is, but it's something I'm looking forward to. Who could it be? What could it be? JP Sebastian? What are we talking about after this?
Talking about air.
You see what I did there?
There's something in the air. JP needs something in his coffee. Yes. So yes, so today in South Africa, it is the story of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Not the story of them, but the two of them relink after the last movie we saw together with them. It was The Last Duel that they co-wrote together.
Yeah, okay.
And it's always a prize. It's always like a jewel for us as cinema lovers when these two team up. And yeah, I'll tell you what I think about that a bit later.
Hyped, get excited. We'll see you after this.
Fall into a beautiful night's rest. Stand a chance of winning a double bed from the bed shop to the value of 5,000 Rand. To enter, comment on the competition post on the Clover Crush Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages and tell us how winning this prize will help you unlock your 100%. Make sure you include the hashtag Crush in your answer. The competition closes on the 2nd of April at midnight. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We're having a very serious intro for the one and only JP Sebastian that occasionally has the weird wink at camera. I'm sorry, you did that yesterday.
Apologies to
You're doing
all.
it probably today, but we are here to review the movie Air.
Yes.
Wait, can't I please just get a wink, though? Yes! Okay.
Oh,
Wait.
wrong camera.
Come on, wait, let it get it. Let the camera get it. The
There's
people
your
need a
camera.
wink.
There's your camera.
Yeah.
But you're moving the whole head.
Mzansi, you've been officially served.
You gotta source it up. Okay, look, we gotta talk about a movie though. So out today is one that you said that you've been seeing on social media. People are hyping.
American bloggers that I follow, they said it was a really good movie. This one in particular said, best one she's seen in a long time.
What do you expect? You got Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, and when the two of them together, you know,
Winning duo.
Like friends for so long already, they know everything about each other. Each other's timing, each other's feel works a bit, you know, perfectly in its own sort of way like that. And I'll tell you what, let's have a little demonstration of the two of them sparring together and the way we love to see them together. When was the last time? I mean, man, obviously the last deal was the one that I mentioned just before the break. Aside from that, man, the one with Robin Williams, which I just forget now, where Matt Damon's a mathematical genius. Poop, forgotten. I'll tell you what, it's up in the air somewhere, and the two of those great actors are talking about finding the deal that will move the company in a direction that they don't expect. That will revolutionize the way we look at the way celebrities, athletes, whoever, mix with brands and fancy shoes like this one.
I'm willing to bet my career on Michael Jordan.
Come on, man.
You ask me what I do here. This is what I do. I find you players, and I feel it this time. Okay, it's risky. When you were selling sneakers out of the back of your Plymouth, that was risky. It took balls. I mean, that's why we're all here. Don't change that now. I mean, if you look at him, if you really look at Jordan, like I did, you're gonna see exactly what I see.
Which is what?
The most competitive guy I have ever seen. He is a killer.
See this, because I mean, I read the book from Phil Knight's Shoe Dog.
You're basically an expert. So Matt Damon plays Ben Affleck, plays Phil Knight. Just so you know, Shoe Dog.
Shoe Dog.
I love the look that he's actually rocking there. It's quite
it was
real.
all over the posters. Those crazy 80s sunglasses. He appears. Don't worry. You get neon lycra in this, and he wears very tiny shorts that will probably
even more reason to go watch it.
I think, you know, movies like this is
The
great
80s, man.
because I think, you know, starting off a business is never easy, and people think it is, but they only see the fruits of your labor.
Oh, yeah. The
They
final
don't see
product. Yeah.
everything that went into getting you to that moment, and I feel like this is what it's going to highlight.
Absolutely, and what it does in a way, remember Ford versus Ferrari, which also had Matt Damon in it.
Yes.
That was with Christian Bale, however. It's pretty much a similar sort of story there. So where, you know, in that movie, Ford was saying, Matt Damon, we don't make performance cars, we just do buckies and, you know, long, slow sedan type things and whatever. And in this as well, this being the story about Nike Air, he is told by his boss, Phil Knight, he's like, we do running shoes. We're very low in the market. It was like 17% of share between other famous brands. What business do we have going into basketball? Basketball is a dead end to us. Matt Damon plays Sonny Vaccaro, so this is the true story of a scout for that company who finds Michael Jordan, who it seems a prospect that no one wants to buy into because he's a defensive player. He was just 18 back then. It's weird for us to talk about Michael Jordan not being, because the guy's a miracle. He's an athletic miracle.
Yeah.
He's man, just look at his hand movement and his three-pointer in this movie. And that's what I love about bits of this. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me too much of that, but man, I'm not even a huge fan of basketball, but basketball is such a graceful, balletic kind of thing. Whenever they put it in movies, it's like, ball is life, man. It's beautiful. But, yeah, so the story is he's pretty much a gambler, but not a hothead in the way you might expect of other company movies like Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street. He's not like, go for the jugular type go-getter. He is a bit calculated, but Matt Damon, his character is more concerned with like finding feeling, finding emotion, especially since brands can feel like such cold things to people.
Nice, yeah.
They're not humans, we are. And then on the other hand, he's got these co-workers who are just sort of coasting. He's got the company that's resistant. It's got its own rules and way of doing things. And then on the other end of the line, Michael Jordan, who wants nothing to do with this brand. He says, you know, the joke about it is Viola Davis, who plays his mother fantastically. These are all magnificent actors, by the way. Geez, even other names like, you know, people don't necessarily know that Chris Tucker is a great dramatic actor. And he's hilarious in this, of course, as well. But just
I can't actually picture that, to be very
Silver
honest with
Linings
you.
Playbook, you might have forgotten. He's fantastic. In
True, yes.
even Marlon Wayans, who is also a dramatic actor, Requiem for a Dream, maybe a hard rewatch, but no, everyone in here. I think maybe the reason why a lot of the interaction is so sort of naturalistic is what I was saying to you before we got into the Zoe, is behind camera you got Ben Affleck directing. An actor knows an actor pretty darn well, and he knows how to keep things loose and playful. So all of the interactions, all of the dialogue and all that kind of business is you're going to enjoy this sort of like comedic sparring, similar to like Wolf of Wall Street, but not as aggressive. You're going to enjoy the play of these people. They just really love doing what they're doing. And what is really, really sweet, by the way, about loving what they're doing, sorry if I'm rambling now, but what is beautiful at the heart of Air is that this is not actually a story about the tacky. This is a story about the new project that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have bravely launched in the same way they had to bravely shake up, basically, an industry to give the worth that Michael Jordan deserved per shoe that they felt. Sorry, long story short is both Ben Affleck and Matt Damon have come up with a company called Artists Equity, where they said, you know what, screw it. Why doesn't cameraman Pete get a share of the profit? Why doesn't the makeup artist who did JP's face get a share of the profit? And so their new company, which this is their first movie for the two of them, shares profit across every single employee in the company. In the same way, Michael Jordan was told, you have to get a share of every shoe that is sold because it's your right, mathematically and morally.
This is a new form of method acting,
It's incredible. And I mean, just to like give you more context, I mean, when Nike started out, they did not have cash flow. So to approach a big star wasn't possible for them because people were more interested in the financial gain behind it, not just an endorsement or the shoes.
I want to see the numbers.
So they tapped into Michael Jordan before he was big. But what was interesting was Magic Johnson declined an offer from them and took a cash deal from someone else.
Oh, wow.
And they offered him shares in Nike. If he had said yes, today that would have been worth 5.2 billion.
5.2 billion?
Yeah.
What?
And he said no for, at the time, for
for
something like $100,000 at the time.
Oh, it begs the question, do you think he could replicate what the Magic Man himself was able to do, though?
My hope is that a step in the right direction is that the company that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon have started, where they recognize that it is labor's right to take what it made, might shake up the Hollywood industry. It's a risk they're taking, and I hope
I think it's a good risk.
Air is worth it, though. So let's have another look at one of the most important actors in this too, Viola Davis, who plays the mother of Michael Jordan, here interplaying with Matt Damon about the belief in the young phenom.
What should I ask you?
Ask me why I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Why are you in Wilmington, North Carolina?
Because I believe in your son. I believe he's different. And I believe you might be the only person on earth who knows it. That's why I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina.
All right, Mr. Vaccaro, thank you for coming.
Class acts they are, and like I said, fantastic together they were in The Last Duel. That was almost practiced just with Ridley Scott. But most important of all is if everyone's obsessed with the numbers, even though Matt Damon's character is not, we have to be here too sometimes, and JP gives this 8 out of 10. Fantastic comedy. Hilarious, going to be one of the funniest for people of all year, but not in the sense of just comedy, but just in the appreciation of seeing actors not even self-indulgently just play with one another. It's great to watch very talented human beings like Viola Davis, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Chris Tucker, Marlon Wayans play.
I'm sold. You're getting me so
Jason
excited
Bateman.
to see this movie now.
It's very good.
I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. So do go and watch it. It's out in cinemas from this weekend. JP Sebastian giving it 8 out of 10. And if you know JP, you know he is super stingy with his popcorn. So that is massive, 8 out of 10.
Oh, wait.
Before he takes any popcorns out of that little popcorn basket, no popcorn involved in this recipe, but almost everything else. It's the Easter weekend, baby, and there is no better way to celebrate than to hashtag bake more memories. It's the perfect time to bring out those tried and trusted recipes. You don't need a flop on Easter weekend. And it just inspires us this morning with what looks like the most delicious Easter baking ideas for you to try at home. none other than the taste master himself. Derek van Biljoen is here to stir up a little nostalgia with an Easter chocolate celebration cake. Derek, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to say congratulations because I haven't actually been able to say that since you became officially the taste master.
I am indeed the taste master of 2022, season 3, and it's kicking off again this year. So season 4 coming up. I believe entry is already open.
And I would suggest that you do that because, and I know you are on this trajectory regardless, but this seems to have sped things up dramatically in your world. What has this competition, taking part and then getting the title, what has that meant to you? How has this changed your path?
Just incredible. I mean, it opens so many doors to a person. And the people that you meet in this journey itself and then the aftermath of the journey are just quality. And the connections and the contacts and the network that you build up, it's priceless.
That's it. And it's all about strategic network. I'm realizing more and more now we are surrounded by everyone we need to activate ourselves. So we're going to do something quite special for the family today. I love the sound of a celebration cake because that leaves room to really express yourself. So how are we going to, yeah, exactly. And how are we going to interpret this notion? I mean, the finished product looks beautiful. I'm guessing the cake, super important.
The cake is important. What's wonderful about this recipe, it's quite simple and it's not too expensive. So nothing fancy goes in there, but the buttermilk makes it. And always, Tannie Ilse taught me to put in a little bit of apricot jam, and this is the secret. So
you know, you just aired your secret now to like 2 million people now know your
A recipe must live. It must live. So it's no secret anymore.
Okay, so let's get cracking. I'm ready to help you.
The most important thing is to start to cream your eggs and your sugar together.
Okay.
We need to do this very well. Usually we'll take about 10 minutes with that.
Okay.
And once it's sort of doubled in size, you can add the buttermilk. That's about a cup and 3/4. And while you're busy, I'm going to start this chocolate sort of mixture that we're going to mix in there. We start with that hot pan. We start with about 200 grams of butter in here.
Okay.
And we add a 1/4 cup of water and our apricot jam just in here now so that it dissolves in nicely.
What do you think the apricot jam does?
I don't know. I'm not a food scientist or a trained chef, you know, so, yeah.
It's amazing, and I know every family has one of these, or let's be honest, every grandma or gogo has one of these little secrets.
Something,
every
but
Tannie
it
out
really
there
does something, even in a vanilla sponge. I promise you, it's a good thing to do. Right, and in there, we're going to put like a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder.
Okay.
So, no funny chocolates in here, nothing too expensive. That's all.
I mean, if you're a baker, you will probably have most of these in your cupboard. I mean, the buttermilk, maybe you might need to go out and get fresh, but I love the fact that, like you say, this is an accessible showstopper. Because you bring something out like this, the family is going to go mad.
And it's just a delicious cake. It's rich. It's beautifully dense, more like a pound cake, but it's wonderful. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Right, I'm just going to let this cool. Don't let this boil because that'll cause a scenario. Right.
We don't want scrambled eggs. Okay.
We do not want scrambled eggs. I'm going to add the buttermilk in here now.
So you would say for the, you know, in a perfect world, you would cream the sugar eggs for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, really, this is where you put your love in your cake. This is a crucial step in any cake mixture. So I just want to get a whisk quickly.
Here we go, sir.
Thank you. And just give this a little bit more of a stir.
Okay, so we can now combine our two ingredients.
Won't you just lower your speed there? I don't want a disaster happening.
How's that?
Right. And just sort of might be a little bit still too hot, but
it's okay. For TV, you know, we bend the rules just a little bit.
We bend the rules.
Look, we don't have an omelette, so it's looking beautiful. And it looks luxurious. It's almost got a silky kind of edge to it. I absolutely love it. And this is a jumping off point. We want you to give it your own flair and definitely wow the family with a showstopper, and a tried and trusted Easter chocolate celebration cake is amazing. Thanks to Royal Baking Powder, it's the perfect way to celebrate with your loved ones. And of course, bake more memories. Okay.
Bake more memories.
I love it. Okay, what's next?
That's good enough. So I'm going to add to our 2 cups of flour. This should be sifted. That's just a bit of bicarb. and a pinch of salt.
All right.
And then, of course, a royal baking powder. You know, I've been thinking royal baking powder has been around since 1866 or something ridiculous like that.
I was thinking it's been pretty much a common thread throughout my entire life. I would imagine that many families get tied together by that
my
thread.
grandmother used it, her grandmother used it. Before the Boer War, there was royal baking powder.
I love it.
So it's a wonderful thing.
If it ain't
I'm
broke,
just going to
yeah.
mix this up. Let's get that whisk again.
Okay.
And then if you can help me, just pour that mixture in here. Brilliant. Well done. Right.
Yeah, and it smells absolutely beautiful. Okay, so for the sake of TV, just talk us through these final steps, and then we will start putting this together.
We just combine this now, and you just make sure till it's combined, homogeneous, they say.
Homogeneous, I love it.
I add a bit of vanilla. Yes, it's chocolate cake, vanilla. You get to a homogeneous mixture. So if you have a stand mixer, you know, that's an easy job. So we'll just get this going.
Get a bit of elbow grease in it.
That's
okay.
right. Your oven is preheated to 170 degrees on fan or 180 on a conventional oven.
Okay.
And then this is a 20 centimeter cake tin that we have prepared. And this is probably enough for 2 layers. But we'll just do some one in there.
I absolutely love it. So we're going to continue compiling our beautiful Easter celebration cake. And of course, we are calling on you guys to bake more memories as well with Royal Baking Powder and the Taste Master SA. So if you're inspired by what Derek's done through his Taste Master journey, then listen very closely. All you have to do is visit thetastemaster.co.za, share a video of yourself, about yourself, telling us why you love baking with the tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder. And entries close on the 23rd of April. But you can find all the terms and conditions on that website. It's thetastemaster.co.za. And I recommend that you take that first brave step, because you could end up here. We'll continue with our cake construction and deconstruction in just a moment.
Are you a rising star in the kitchen, ready to bake it till you make it? Then enter the new season of Taste Master SA, brought to you by tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder on SABC2, where you could win 50,000 rands worth of prizes and become a baking legend. Visit thetastemaster.co.za, share a video about yourself and why you love baking with Royal Baking Powder. Entries close on 23 April. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on S3. And before we get into our new segment called Off the Record, can we just quickly have a final look at that beautiful cake that Graham made in the kitchen before the ad break? It looks absolutely delicious. Look at those fresh figs, the Easter eggs going on there, and what a masterpiece.
It absolutely is. It is making me salivate. The belly is growling. But before we get back to that cake, let's talk about something right now that we all love to dive into. Laat ons 'n bietjie gesels, ja? Let's go off the record as we talk about sobriety. Now, people choose to stop drinking for several reasons, from wanting to improve their mental and physical health. Now, over the years, many celebs have chosen to speak out about their choice to ditch the booze too. Now, from the likes of Chrissy Teigen to Cara Delevingne, it is becoming trendy to be alcohol-free, I guess, or is it just a thing that people are actually tired of? They are done with alcohol, they're putting it to bay, and they're choosing themselves instead. Now, we've got our panel of experts, our social media content creator, Amy D, in the house. She's an absolute favorite, and another favorite of ours, Shiraz, always ready, as always. How you guys doing?
Good. Happy Friday. Happy Good Friday. Yeah.
So, I mean, we're seeing this becoming a trend. We know some celebrities have had addiction problems, but then there are others that have just decided they are going to take a break. And the latest one being Katy Perry, who announced that she was taking a 3 months off alcohol as a bet with her beau, Orlando Bloom. Do you think it is becoming trendy, or is it also, you know, is it trendy to now go alcohol-free?
I think it is. I think it's also become more than a trend. People are realizing that the investment in self is more important. Wellness holistically is super important. And also just doing it because they want to be more present in the moment. I'm not saying that drinking doesn't keep you present, but I think that they are definitely investing in those moments. We've seen Brad Pitt doing it. So many people, Demi Lovato, Kirsten Davis, who's obviously a well-known actress as well.
Chrissy Teigen.
Exactly, you know, and I'm also here just for the fact that people are realizing that I don't need to have a glass in my hand to be social. It can be more than that, you know, so I love that, I think that's really
I think
cool.
the association is like so deeply rooted within us that we don't even know sometimes that we're choosing it.
Exactly.
It's just like the norm.
Yeah.
Well, look, I think there's more than just the celebrity that has gone through this. We've got another one, this one by Drew Barrymore. She had something quite interesting to say about her sobriety. Check it out.
I don't drink alcohol anymore. I'm not sober. I don't work a program. What else I do is, you know, my own business.
Right.
I was like, this is a toxic behavior for me. And my whole life, it held me back because I knew that I couldn't, like, surrender to something nor give it up. It was like that definition of insanity. I was a complete prisoner of my own behavior. And finally, 3.5 years ago, I was like, I can't do this anymore. It doesn't work for me. I'm never going to be that cool girl with the glass of wine at the party. Like, I'll want 3 bottles. Like, that's just my personality. And when I finally let go of that, it made me realize that I was capable of great change that I totally rebelled about. I was like, I will master this behavior of mine.
Very interesting. But it also comes down to the individual. Like Drew said, she realized it was holding herself back. Some people don't have that self-control where one glass is enough. Do you think, and this is a question for the both of you, that being in the entertainment industry, that it's difficult to be alcohol-free?
I think to a certain degree.
I think so.
Because it's also the thing that brings you together, right?
Yes,
sometimes. A lot of the times,
There's so many events where it's filled with alcohol. That's kind of the lifestyle that we see when we look at Hollywood. And so it's kind of always involved in what we see. And at the same time, they've got different stresses to a regular human being, you know. So I think that they use it to escape some of the time. A lot of them do because I guess we don't really understand how life is on the other side.
And almost an element of relatability. Like, people feel like they're a bit anxious, they can't relate to you without having that drink to bring together and say a cheers.
100%.
You can say cheers in other ways. And I think that people are also just really scared to not have that moment and feel excluded because society is deemed, I'm in the limelight, I need to be doing the things that others are doing.
Want to fit in.
Exactly. That need to fit into the mold that has been created for someone that is in the spotlight.
I mean, obviously both of you are, I would imagine daily, almost put in this position of like, I need to resist, I need to say no because of the social environments that you're brought into. Amy, how was this journey? Because I believe you've actually decided to take this upon yourself to ditch the alcohol.
I love that.
Well done, firstly.
did,
I'm going to
thank
commend you on
you.
taking this endeavor on. But how's it been so far? How's it going? And what made you decide to take on this journey in the first place?
Well, can I start by saying I actually never spoke about this publicly, so
Okay.
this is the first time it's being mentioned. So
Thank you
hi,
for
Mom.
sharing
Yeah, so I've thought about it for a while. It was one of the goals on my list for this year, and I just didn't know when the right time would be. So I feel like around the end of March, God was just like, babes, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's do this. And I sat with it, I did some reflection. Why is it that like I need to give this up or things like that? And I mean, I'm not addicted to it. I just wanted this to be more of a preventative thing for me. I don't want to hit rock bottom and then start to try and deal with the problem. So it's been a week now. Like I said, no shakes. I'm good. I found healthier habits to fill in place of that, and I've been doing really well. It's been good.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just the norm on you, but I'm definitely feeling this glow coming at you. Maybe that's what's happening.
And the hair, he's going to bounce.
But I have one question before we have to go. Did you put a time limit to this, or did you just say, I'm going cold turkey for now?
So I didn't put a time limit to it. I'm challenging myself with this. I mean, like I said, it's not really like addictive for me, so I think it will be something that I should be able to give up long term.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily cold turkey because I did plan to do that for the year. So I kind of slowly from the beginning of January started like cutting it out and like, a bit less every day.
Because
So,
it is a mental and emotional thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
Well,
great.
look, this is something I think everyone can be and needs to be aware of, and it's something that we want to find out from you, maybe too, Mzansi. So let us know maybe on our social media channels what your discussion is when it comes to, well, your discussion points when it comes to this topic. And you can send a voice note to 063 408 8863. We'd love to hear from you.
Now let's prove that you can still, yes, have a little bit of fun by drinking the right things. And we are all about those smooth vibes on your feel-good breakfast show. We know this is how we play, and we love a fun challenge. And the smooth viral TikTok challenge definitely got our attention. In fact, it's racked up over 425,000 views so far. This is why. Take a look.
So what do we have to do? Just roll the ball?
Yeah, I'll explain that.
Baby, you out, you know you was wrong. You lying, watch your tone. I'm too fine to be so alone. Not my kind, he's a clone. I'ma get money no matter the cost. Having some water, I'm having some boast. Got that dope, that's your loss. He's a worker and I am a boss.
So you get the vibe. I know you want to throw it in there, Superman. Okay, but you got to roll it. All the frustration of rolling it. So guys, how it's going to work, you saw on the video, is we're just rolling our ping pong balls across the table, and you did. Oh! That was a pretty good throw. Okay, the idea here, in honor of these beautiful new beverages we have in front, of course, because, yes, we did launch our Tropica Smooth Zero, a brand new era. Zero added sugar in these puppies, so feel free to have a sip whenever you need. But those 3 cups, the one on our left is worth +2, +1. In the middle, 0.
So you want to get as little as possible?
As little as possible. 0 if you can. It's pretty tough, guys. But I have absolute faith in you. And I think we can TikTok. Who wants to go first?
Ladies first.
Ladies first, Zozo.
And I don't like to get in Zozo's way. You know, she's with the competition.
I know.
How many seconds
She's
are we
already
getting?
beaten me in one competition today. That was the weirdest little throw ever.
Ooh.
Nothing yet,
Nice.
nothing yet.
Oh, you're getting the weight there. Now
you can do it. So if anyone...
Great
She's getting some...
length.
Oh, beautiful. Here it comes. Oh! You've got a skill for this game. Okay, so she ends on +2. +2, not bad. All right, Riley Pants.
Joy, come on.
I'm going to leave those in there just for good luck.
Come on, Ral, you got this.
Have you ever beaten Zoe, ever, on the show in anything?
Today is my time. Right, can I go? Gotta roll it, right?
Come on, you've got to roll it, buddy.
Go, boys.
You can't hop
Yes.
it.
Oh, gosh, no.
Wow.
What a
But
great
you-
start, gentlemen.
Oh!
Come on, lads.
Oh!
No, Zoe's getting my head now. Come on.
Oh! Come on!
All right, come on. We got more balls, though. We got... Get out of there.
Flirting
I've got a
with
good
the
technique here. Check the
disaster.
spin, boys. Hey!
Yeah, you've got a natural
I'm gonna go
gift
for a little
this,
googly
dude.
here.
Have you ever tried lawn bowls,
I
bro?
should, eh?
I want to do that.
Come on, come on. Here we go.
Oh!
He's still on 0.
Still on 0. This. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
What does that mean? Antenna was on fire.
What does it mean?
Yeah, you are our absolute champion, my friend. You got it for the first time ever.
I'm gonna celebrate.
You're all over yourself because there's 0 added sugar, but it'll be fine. It'll perfectly be okay. I love it. We could play this all day. There was something deeply satisfying about rolling these balls. It's the craziest thing. There is no better way to get that 0 weekend feeling than with Tropica Zero. They're proving it right now.
Yeah, man.
I don't even have one.
Live the smooth life with a Tropica. Tropica, nothing smoother. Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I love going off the record. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3, and you're just in time as we continue our conversation around sobriety. Now, entertainment and style influencers, Shiraz Reddy is here alongside social media content creator Amy D. Now, according to the National Health Scheme in the UK, when you drink in a way that is harmful or you are dependent on alcohol, that is considered misuse of the substance. It's also recommended that you drink less than 14 units a week. And I thought, you know, with that bit of a statistics, I thought, why not ask the two of you, have you asked yourself the question, why do I drink? Are you perhaps masking something? Is it a social thing? Is it for fun? Is there pressure? Why do you drink?
I think it's definitely trying to, we spoke about this earlier on, fitting in. And I think it's almost society deeming it okay. It's been normalized, that behavior. We have to do it so that we can have some sort of like, you know, I fit in, I'm lekker as well. Just like all the other cool kids, you know? But at the same time, I think we're also in a time and an era in our lives where we want to take a step back, and I admire you for doing that and realizing I can own it for myself. But yeah, that's, I think, definitely one of the reasons why I may have picked up an alcoholic beverage is definitely to fit in and be a little bit more socially acceptable or accepted,
Look, I've got a buddy that I know is an absolute legend, is so well versed in the game of alcohol. I'd love to hear his opinion. G-Man, what do you have to say about this, bro?
Thank you so much for pointing that out. Well, no, it's crazy. Our industry is so interwoven. Late nights, long after parties. It's a nocturnal kind of existence. It has been so interwoven into the matrix of this industry for so long. I can understand why so many people within the entertainment industry are wanting to take a step back. I'll tell you one thing, never mind the emotional and mental wins along the way, and there have been many. For me, physically, I've dropped about 15 kilograms by taking that out of the ecosystem. When it comes to health and diet, it is possibly the key to unlocking that next phase for you. It's a big thing, big thing, man.
Thank you, G.
Right.
Thank you. Now, Amy, you mentioned that you've recently started this journey for yourself, but you did the research, you did evaluate the situation. What are some of the benefits that you found when it comes to quitting alcohol?
Apart from the glow we spoke about earlier.
Well, definitely the no hangover thing is like one of the most amazing feelings, because it takes so much time out of your day the next day to recover. You can't really do much after that. You down bad, and I feel like liver health as well. It's a big thing, like detoxing your liver. There's so many health benefits from that, and that's linked to weight loss. Also, just you mentally in a much better space.
Yeah.
You know, if there's no clutter, there's nothing that you're running from or trying to mask, like we said. It really helps you to clear your mind and helps you to find yourself in a better space to be able to move forward from there. So I can say definitely for myself mentally, for the past week, I've been really good. My energy's been up. I've been able to focus on things, prioritize things better. Not that my alcohol use was
Controlling you.
controlling me, there we go. But it was something that, can I say, I was using as a social thing. And I then realized, like, why am I doing this? You know? So cutting that out, really, it's had so many benefits. I just have so much more energy to, like,
To do things. And
be
life.
fun, you know, not sleepy and whatever.
Waking up feeling lekker again.
Yes.
Well, guys, thank you so much for sharing your opinions, for sharing your story as well, and well done for taking the first step and actually trying this out. It's the first step, and I think it's the bravest one. And I think for you, Mzansi, as well, it's an important conversation to have with yourself. Is this something that you are dependent on? Is it controlling you, or is it altering your decisions in life? Whatever it is, have the conversation and seek the help if you do need as well. And take a leap of faith. Just try it out for yourself. You never know how incredible you'll actually feel for it. Go on, I dare you.
Now, as I try to weigh this up, I can literally feel the smoke coming out of my ears. My poor brain is about to fuse and possibly break down. We are getting playful in Hopeful today, the place of all things Easter, and the time has arrived for me to now step up and take the guests in the Fantastical Jar Challenge. And of course, the winner will walk away with the famous Golden Easter Bunny. Where were we for the last 5 seconds?
We just went to a
Hang on
magical
minute, that's just so
place.
weird. Hey, man, I am struggling with this
Right.
one, buddy. I came in here thinking 537 was what I said to you earlier, and I was so sure of that. But now as I look at it, I'm thinking it's got to be a lot less.
Okay.
Is there
Based on
anything...
what? Based on what?
I think the bigger Fantasticals might be occupying more space. But when you start to count them individually, like, okay, but maybe... So I don't know. I'm going to go with 322.
322. Let's have a little recap. Okay, so...
Zoe, you went large, eh? One of us is going to be humbled, eh?
We had Ryle at 399.
Okay, which sounds like a good deal.
Zoe at 453. Big G, 322.
I'm so nervous, but I feel like I've got to back my gut here, eh?
Okay, let's put this up here.
Okay.
In front of our helpful mascot. If I can ask our beautiful model, he is beauty, he is grace, he is Mr. United States.
France!
Woo, woo. All right, before I do reveal what the magic number is, let's bring in young Zoe, young Ryle. Okay, how are you feeling?
I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. I feel like I'm gonna burst out crying if I got this wrong, eh?
If you had a chance to change your number, Ryle, would you?
No. Don't get in my head, no.
No. All right, okay, Zoe, you came in pretty confident.
And a bit shady, so I do apologize.
All right, let's reveal what the actual amount is.
Oh, my goodness.
So, it starts off with it's a 0.
Okay.
It's a 0.
Okay.
There's a 2.
Okay, so I could be close.
And then?
All right. It's still kind of anyone's
Is it a
game.
4? Is it a 5? Is it a 3?
What is that number? Come on.
520.
And what did you were going to say?
I said 537 was my
You would have
original.
won if
I
you
would
said
have
that.
won, eh?
Why did you doubt yourself?
However, you did not say that. So the winner for her first time in Hopville is Zoe Brown.
Of course. Well done. It had to be.
There you go.
Wow.
So what did she win? She won.
What did you win?
She won a car. She won a home. She won the Hopville Golden Bunny. All these eggs, all of it, it's
Well
yours.
done, my friend.
Hey. Well done. Well done.
Winning speech. Winning speech.
Eat them in front of us right now.
No.
You must.
Listen, I'm going to have a fantastical weekend. Thank you so much to Hopville for this incredible golden bunny.
You've earned it.
Why do you say how do I always when you just won the zero clue?
And she's never going to let you forget it, bro. That's it.
That one time.
You've got a target on your back now because of this.
Revenge is sweet, isn't it? And it definitely looks like it right now. Now remember, you still also, Mzansi, stand the chance to win 2,000 Rand in a Woolies gift card. So be a part of the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages and tell us why do you think Woolies is the best place to shop this Easter. And of course, don't forget to use the hashtag Woolies Easter. The competition closes midnight Monday, the 10th of April, and your T's and C's can be found at expressoshow.com.
It might be the most blessed place to buy Easter eggs. It's pretty blessed.
That might be awesome.
Yes.
We absolutely love it. I can't believe how absolutely happy you really are.
And it really is all yours. It's not a joke.
Thank you.
We're not being
thank you.
cheapskates. It's yours.
Well, listen, shop all of your Easter treats, your mains, and more at Woolworths in-store, online, and on Woolies Dash.
Oh, it's been an amazing show and a great way to end the week. Thank you so much to all of you. We absolutely adore you. We wish all of you that are celebrating a very happy Easter filled with love, joy, beautiful memories made with loved ones, those real connections. Thank you so much. But before we go, we are going to have a little bit of a dance, and I suggest you start moving the coffee table right now. Well done, Zoe.
Oh, yes, you know what time it is, Mzansi. Shake, get loose, because Limitless Movement is in the house. We're talking about Cape Town-based Christian creative community, and they minister through art and movement to communicate the gospel and to cultivate hope. Now, it's presented a unique expression of God's love on this Good Friday, and they're here to show us a very special Amapiano gospel performance. Now, this is Limitless Movement for an Easter special Expresso Friday dance. So, move the coffee table!
Grandmaster techniques.
You are now in the zone.
I remember when sin was sin. And I remember when wrong was wrong. I remember when we all fell short and got back up much quicker than before. Well, I'm praying that you open our eyes. Praying that you open our eyes again. Father, please open our eyes. Father, please open our eyes again. I remember when the left was left. Yep. Said I remember when we had respect. Ooh, nah, nah, nah. I remember when my mother said no. It's exactly what she said, and then she followed up and said, because I told you so. Well, I'm praying that you open our eyes. Oh my God. I'm praying that you open our eyes again. Oh, Father. Father, please open our eyes. Father, please open our eyes again.
You can take what's wrong and you can make it right. with some holy conviction, a little love and correction. You can take these words and give us one last life. So here I am, Jesus. You can make it right. Yeah. You can take what's wrong. You can make it right. You can make it right. With some holy conviction, a little love and correction. You can take these words and give us one last life. So here I am, Jesus. Here I am, Jesus. He's still a restorer. He can make it right. He's still a deliverer. He can make it right. There is still hope. There is still hope. There is still hope. There is still hope. Pray that you open our eyes. Father, please open our eyes. Father, please open our eyes again. I serve a mighty good God. I said I serve a mighty good God. He can clean you up. He can wash you new. He can turn your life around.
Yes, of course we're not going anywhere because the Easter vibes will continue with limitless movement right after this. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you now. Yeah, yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, this is how big our studio is, actually. It's cavernous, and we love it. And we love the fact that we've been able to spend this entire week with you guys. It has been so enriching and so lovely. So thank you so much for spreading so much love, regardless of how you are celebrating, whatever your faith is this weekend. Hopefully we've filled your cup up just a little bit.
And we're about to make it overflow. Now, we promised you another Friday dance, and I was very worried when I didn't see the dancers here that it's going to be us.
Yeah.
But you're
I
lucky. It's not us. It's
I can
not
do
us.
this.
No,
but I'm sorry
no.
to disappoint you. Unfortunately, it's not going to be us. We're bringing on the one and only limitless movement.
Take it away.
God, I give you what I can today. These scattered ashes that I hid away, I lay it all at your feet. scars of my deepest shame, the empty places where I've worn your name. Show me the love. I say I believe. Oh, help me to lay it down. Oh Lord, I lay it down. Oh, let this be where I die, my Lord, with thee crucified. Be lifted high as my kingdoms fall, once and for all, once and for all. There is victory in my Savior's laws, in the crimson flowing from the cross. Pour over me, pour over me. Yes, oh, let this be where I die, my Lord, with thee crucified. Be lifted high as my kingdoms fall, once and for all, once and for all. Oh Lord, I lay it down. Oh Lord, I lay it down. Help me to lay it down. Oh Lord, I lay it down. Oh, let this be where I die, my Lord, with thee crucified. And be lifted high as my kingdoms fall, once and for all, once and for all, once and for all, once and for all.
Better food choices never tasted so good, nor were they ever so easy as the range of healthy living options. Made with love by Clover.